All right, we back. It's Motion Mixtape.
Motion
You
Mixtape.
already
We're
know.
back. Session number 3, bro. It's kind
Yeah,
of crazy,
I
bro.
know. Like,
We started this shit like a little bit more than a month ago,
yeah,
and now we're finally like on the third session, which is kind of crazy. I didn't
I
think we were gonna
know.
be this far already, but it's
Yeah,
good, bro. So, what you been up to?
bro. I ain't been up to nothing much, bro. Chilling. You already know that new Fortnite season dropped this
Oh
month,
yeah, bro. We
so
definitely had this weekend we were like
everybody,
definitely gaming for sure. Everybody was on Fortnite, bro. I
bro.
hopped on Fortnite last night and the night before, bro.
Yes, bro.
And I wasn't like, I said it the last couple episodes. I've never been a big gamer for sure, but I mean it's OG
Just for
Fortnite
fun.
map, bro. So we had to hop on that for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody was on that.
What's your first thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I mean my first game, look, I was gonna ask, and
Oh,
not gonna lie, bro. I'm glad that Fortnite has that zero build
oh yeah.
because I played a couple games with like regular, battle royale with the building, but man, these kids are on crack, bro. I don't know how they be building so much shit, bro. I just can't keep up with that. So that serial build definitely came in clutch, and I haven't won yet, but I think the closest I got was like third place.
That's
Yeah, I
fire.
dropped 9 kills, bro. But yeah, I fucking got
Yeah.
some motherfucking with a fucking sniper had to get in there, bro.
Dang, bro.
What about you, bro?
Bruh, I've been really enjoying the game. I mentioned this to all the people I talked to. I was one of the kids that when the game started dying out and all the OGs were leaving, I stayed on the game.
Yeah,
So
bro.
like them putting in the zero builds, it's like it could go either way. I'll play zero builds, it's fun, but I always have loved the building in the game. And I've
Yeah.
always been like even though I'm going against these tryhards that know every single building technique and every ins and outs of how to build, like it's just like I feel like at the end of the day, bruh, if you have good aim, bruh, you can out aim somebody
Bro,
that's
these
building
kids are like
crazy.
fucking Mexicans, bro. They're building a whole building in like less than a
Dude,
fucking second, bro. It's
it
crazy.
is crazy.
No,
But
I mean, I hopped on with I hopped up with the fam, with
mm,
the cousins, and then I hopped on with the homies too.
mm,
Check it out. Especially on the weekend that I have the days off, I was for sure on that
oh
shit,
yeah.
bro. And it was funny because my friends were like texting me and they were like worried about like, what the fuck are you not answering? Like, bro, I'm on
I'm
fucking
on
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
What are you talking about, bro? Hop
Yes,
on.
bro. Literally.
Nah, bro, Fortnite's been dope, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
It's glad to go back. I mean, not necessarily back, but it's a little bit of nostalgia for sure.
Oh yeah.
To go back to the OG game that everybody loved.
Yeah, and
So
it's crazy too because I think Fortnite just put out a tweet or a message saying thank you. We had the highest first day, like our first season game play ever with like 44 million people
damn,
online with
that's
over like
crazy.
it was like a 100 million or 100 or like 1,000 like it was a big number of hours played,
That's
and it
crazy.
was insane because it wasn't the first day that it dropped or when Fortnite was at its peak, but like now Fortnite is at its peak in a way,
Yeah,
and
because
so
they
it's
got
like
the most numbers ever. That's
yeah,
crazy.
and it's insane to think about because no matter what you can say about the game, everyone has said Fortnite's been dying or what this that and the third, but it's still one of the most heavily streamed games on Twitch right now, on plenty of streaming platforms right now. And it's been that way even since the release. It's been a very heavily streamed game. So Fortnite has never essentially died out, but right now I feel like it's at its peak
No, it's definitely at its peak for sure. And
because
I mean, it's a really good game for sure. I mean, I think
yeah.
what it dragged, like what it personally dragged me, is well, like I said, I don't know if I said it on one of the sessions that we released out, but in a session I said that I was a PUBG guy. Like
Hmm.
I started out playing like battle royale, but I started playing like the PUBG version of it.
Yeah.
And the main reason, and obviously I switched to Fortnite because everybody was on Fortnite, so I wanted to play with the homies.
Yeah.
But it was like those games reminded me of the Hunger Games. That was like the
Yes,
first time I
bruh.
saw like
Yes.
Fortnite and PUBG. Like my first thought was like, this shit is the Hunger Games,
Yeah.
and it was, bro. It's so badass.
Literally.
Uh, I don't know if you watch those movies, but
Yes, bruh.
those are really good
Like
fucking
the
movies.
first one is iconic, and even the rest of them in the series, like it's a
A
good
really good
series, bro.
franchise,
And
bro.
I haven't like finished some of like the later movies, but especially like that first one, like I'm pretty sure everybody could sit back and say that like the
No, that
hunger,
first
especially
one.
that first movie is a classic, and even the people that continued and watched the rest of the movies, like they're classics.
Yeah, no, I mean
And
I watched the whole series for sure, but
mm,
it's really good. Loki, the only thing I wish though is that it made it more graphic, cause
mm,
like I'm not a big reader. I like
Yeah, I was about to
books.
say I hear a lot of people.
I'm not a big reader for sure, but one of the first books I owned, like personally owned, that I decided to buy was The Hunger Games,
Mhm.
and I read that whole book, and bro, like the book is so much more graphic than the movie,
Mm.
bro. Like the whatever the writer name is, bro, she was like talking some crazy shit about like
Yeah.
decapitating kids, and it was just crazy. But I just kind of wish that they would have put that in the movies a little bit more. But I also get it because it was mainly targeted for teens. So
Yeah.
if it was like R rated, it would have been a little bit different to sell, like harder to sell. But I mean, for sure, either way, it's still a really good movie.
Yeah.
And I think they're just gonna release the not necessarily like another part of the Hunger Games, but they're gonna release like a prequel, and it's
Okay.
gonna come out actually like in a week or 2 weeks.
Oh.
So I'm for sure gonna be checking it
Oh
out.
yeah, I
It's
didn't
been
know
a
that.
minute since
Yeah, I'm
I've
gonna
been
have
to
to
the
tune
movies.
into
Not
that.
gonna lie.
Oh, I just went to the movies on last Friday. I
What do you
went to go
watch?
watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
How is it?
Okay, so here's my take on the movie. All right, like
All right. Spoilers? How are we doing spoilers? I don't
I
care. I
mean,
don't care.
you can spoil it. Yeah, we can
I don't
spoil
care.
it.
So
But
I'm just saying, if anybody wants to watch it and for some reason they don't want it spoiled, then you can
then
skip.
skip this part.
But if
Um,
not, then you've been warned.
so my personal opinion, I don't feel like it was a bad movie. Now it wasn't really scary or anything, and obviously it was catered towards like the kids or like the people who grew up watching the movie. Like I
Oh,
went to
playing
go
the
watch
game?
it
Yeah.
with my girlfriend, and
Yeah.
she grew up playing the games.
Yeah.
So like for her, it was really nostalgic, and I didn't grow up playing the games, but I knew about like the lore and like the
Yeah.
backstory of how like things went. So seeing it from that perspective, I think the way that they included that in the movie was good, but some of the ways they executed like that with some of the scenes and like the storyline
Yeah.
was just a little goofy to me. So it
Yeah.
was like watching it, and it was like certain scenes I'm watching, and I'm like, what is going on? Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, where do these people come into play? And then like,
Yeah, that's what I was watching like some reviews on it, and
mhm,
there's this guy, this Mexican guy. I don't know his name, but he's very big on like giving reviews about movies and shit. He's really
mhm,
funny too. But like he was saying that it's not necessarily like a great movie, but it has like some good stuff.
mhm,
But he wish that they would have made the movie more gory, and that
yes,
he said that it would have been so much better if they would have like play with the gore instead of
yeah,
just obviously they were targeting kids because a lot of kids played that game,
mhm,
so it was for sure trying to stay with the audience, but it definitely had the room to go with that
with the
gory
gory,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
so that's
mean,
what I heard. But I mean, it's like it's kind of like the same stuff with slasher movies nowadays.
uh
They're just kind of like the same goofy shit all the time.
yeah,
I mean, and it's good though. I mean, sometimes you just need a movie to just chill and
yeah.
just watch.
That's what I'm saying. Like originally, like I walked out of that movie theater and like I was just like, nah, this movie's mid. But then thinking about it over that night, I was just like, I don't think the movie's necessarily mid, and it's actually got some good components to the movie. But there was just certain parts that threw me off, and like I said, I wish, or like you said, I wish there was a little bit more gore because you saw it in certain moments, like when the animatronics started going crazy, which I feel like they did a great job on the animatronics, by the way. Like that was dope. The
Yeah,
way they did the animatronics and like they included like, like what's it called? I forgot the name of the animatronic, but
yeah,
the way that they included like the animatronics and how they did the design of them was like it was fire. I think that was dope. The thing that didn't really like make sense to me, because if you look into the background, and this is kind of a spoiler, but like Vanessa's dad was the guy that like owned the place, the guy that
okay,
owned the place,
right,
but like I forgot his last name, bro. I the last name's not sticking with me,
yeah,
but anyway, that guy is supposed to be like the father, or not the father, but like related to the guy, the security guard guy. I forgot,
okay,
I
yeah,
forgot what his whole name is, bro.
yeah.
I'm blanking right now, but there's just the relations in that movie kind of didn't make sense to me. I don't understand like
Yeah, I heard
them
it was
needing to.
complicated on that aspect.
Yeah, I don't understand the need for them adding Vanessa in the story if Vanessa is like Vanny and Security Breach, which is the newest Five Nights at Freddy's game. And maybe I just don't know too much about the lore, but I didn't understand that part of them adding her in the movie as like the security, which like obviously we knew she was a security guard, but then like her dad, like that connection didn't make sense to me. So it was just certain things like that in the movie that threw me off.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
feel like maybe it was kind of meant for like the real fans of the game,
Yeah.
because that's like sometimes those movies really like want to go for like a certain fandom. So
Yeah.
maybe it's like if you're not like a following the story of the game, it's a little bit harder to understand as
Yeah.
well. Which is another thing. Like I don't know, it was definitely like a really popular game, but I also feel like you know sometimes they try to include a lot of stuff that it's only for like the
The
OGs,
OGs will
so that it's
understand.
hard to kind of like know about it. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I get that. I mean, it's really hard to make a really good game movie or feel like or a
Yeah,
show. Like I was just talking about this. The way they did the game, like The Last of Us, the way they did that game and turned it into a series was
yeah,
phenomenal.
they did that really well. But
And
it's
then
hard like to do it. I mean, taking out the shows, The Last of Us, because I think that's the best adaptation from a
uh,
game
yeah, for
to
sure.
like television or movie was like the best adaptation outside of
Hmm.
that. What would be your like? What would you say would be as
Um,
close as that?
like compared to a game, bruh.
You know what? I'll say
I
this.
yeah, take
Loki, Mario
yeah.
Bros.
I was just about to say the Super
They did a
Mario
good.
movie
They did their
I
shit.
enjoyed.
It
I
was a
did
fun movie,
enjoy.
bro.
But I also heard a lot of the people that grew up playing Super Mario Bros. Say that it was whack. So that was kind of my next point was that like sometimes it's hard to please everyone, especially in the gamer realm when you try to tie it to a movie and a show.
Yeah,
Because you have people in the Five Nights at Freddy's, which you either loved it or you thought it was whack,
yeah,
especially if you knew about the storyline.
yeah.
You have people in The Last of Us, which I didn't really hear a lot of
No,
people actually talk
everybody
trash on them.
liked it. Everybody liked that
The
shit.
biggest complaint that I heard was that Ellie looked nothing like her character
Yeah,
in
that
the
was the
game.
only
You
complaint,
know what I'm
bro.
saying?
But she did her, bro. She did
Yeah,
a
she
really
she did
good
a really
job.
good role. So it was like it made up for it.
Yeah,
And I think the way they executed that was phenomenal. But the next to it, in my opinion, is probably the Mario movie.
bro.
And I
And
haven't
it made
seen
a shit ton of money too, bro. The
yeah.
fucking it's like one of the top. I don't think it's top 15, but it's like top 20 most like gross movies. You know, like that
Yeah.
made the most money
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, and they already have it in the parks, but that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean it was good. I definitely like having fucking what Chris Pratt or whatever his name
Yeah,
was as
a lot of people
Mario
threw that off,
was a
bro.
little throwing me off, but other than that, bro, it was a good movie, and it was obviously one of those movies too that was also meant for the kids. So you
Yeah,
had some of the
for sure.
like it's how hard is it to execute that game? You know, like Mario, the game of Mario is so simple.
Yeah.
So it's like to make it into a movie, it's got to be so hard to execute that. Same with Five Nights at Freddy's. The game of that is so simple. It's
Yeah,
just
it's like you
surviving.
survive that shit. How, but it's like, how could you make a story out of it?
Exactly.
And it's definitely like harder with those games because there's not like, I mean, there's like a certain story, but not necessarily like like a story where like The Last of Us, the game
They
already
they
had a
had a story.
really good story to
Exactly.
build off from,
And I
so it
yeah,
can for sure like become a movie. It was
yeah,
really good for sure.
of course.
But then
Yeah.
you have like the Resident Evil movies that are like nothing like the game, and
See,
those
I
are
haven't
like
watched them, so
yeah.
I
I
can't
mean,
talk
I
about
watch a couple of them, and then I'm also not like a big fan of the game.
it.
I played like a couple of them, but I've never played like the whole series.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the things that people always said about the movies is that, like they're nothing like the game,
Mm-hmm.
and that's true, bro. Because like the games that I played are nothing compared to what the movies really are.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just hard. Really, with a video game, it's because in a video game, like a lot of things that could work in the game can maybe work in like the big screen. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things that is like really hard
Yeah. You kind
to
of
care.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of see which direction you're gonna go with that when you decide to make it a movie too.
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing for me now, is, especially after watching the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and then going back and doing that kind of self reevaluation, it's kind of like I gotta stop going into these game movies expecting it to be like the game because certain games you're not gonna be able to entirely replicate in a movie.
yeah,
There's gonna be certain details that get switched around, and you have to make a storyline. So with the Five Nights at Freddy's, they switched up the storyline a little bit or kind of made their own story added on to what the game and the lore was. And I mean, I kind of liked it. I liked the whole backstory with like Michael and his like where he had those dreams and he
yeah.
could like see like this is spoiler again, but where he had those dreams and he could see like all of the kids that have been taken. I thought that was hard. Like the
For
way they
sure.
kept including that in the movie, I thought that was kind of tough. So I mean, the movie's adding these little details like that. It's kind of hard to replicate from a game, and I think you could just kind of have to go into it and know that, you know, it's supposed to be like a nostalgic feeling, but it's not going to entirely replicate how the game felt. Same like the movies, games, and books, like they're all like going to be different. They're not
Yeah.
going to be always the same,
Yeah,
which is
it's always hard to like adaptate something that's already been done and that's been done good.
yeah,
Um, what's like a game that you want to see like come
it's a
to live
movie.
action, bro?
It's funny because uh
Is
I,
GTA part of that conversation?
dude, I feel like they can make a crazy movie with GTA. There's
They
so much
could,
in that game
yeah, bro. You
that like
can
they
really
could.
pick any game, bro. Like you can go all the way back to like San Andreas, all the way to like the new
Hmm.
one, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And I think out of probably most of the games that are out now, that's probably one of the better like outcomes for a movie. Because right now they're in talks of like I don't know if it's still in talks or if this is actually a production film. So don't quote me on this. But they were talking about making a Minecraft movie with Jason Momoa.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how are they gonna
Well,
do that?
Aquaman?
Like, how are they gonna do that?
No, but I
How
mean
how do you?
the appeal of Minecraft is the fact that they're fucking squared.
Yeah.
Like if you bring it to live action, bro, what is like
Like, how
it
do you
defeats the
do that?
purpose.
Like, is it gonna be a speed run of the game, like doing all the things like to beat the game in a movie? Like, it's I don't know how they're gonna
Well,
make
I
that
don't know.
work.
Maybe they can do like the story mode, like Minecraft story mode
Yeah,
type
I
shit.
guess yeah.
But
That's probably
even the
the.
story mode is like
It's like
goofy.
yeah, the story. I played the story mode, the first one that they dropped, and I was just like, what is this? And I never touched it
Yeah, I mean
again.
it's not like a bad game because it definitely got a lot of sales, but it's like
Yeah,
it's hard to make a movie first because the main appeal of Minecraft is the whole square stuff. So if they
yeah, and
take
like
that
just
away,
building
if
and
they take out the square like cube fucking aspect of it,
yeah,
it's not
it's
gonna
not
be a
Minecraft
Minecraft.
no
It's not
more.
Minecraft no more.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
another thing is like, the fuck are they gonna do? Just fucking go to the try to defeat the Ender Dragon
Yeah,
and
that's what
like,
I'm saying. It's gonna be a speed run of the game. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's just doesn't add up.
yeah, I
But
mean,
for sure GTA would be a good one.
yeah,
I feel like that would be a good show.
that would be a good
I feel
show.
like
Cause
that would be the best way to put it. Not necessarily as like a movie, because I feel like there's a lot of shit that goes on that is hard to make it a movie,
yeah,
especially like even if you try to make it a long ass movie, like it's still gonna be hard.
yeah,
It's better to make a show out of it, and I feel like a really good show of GTA could come out.
yeah, I agree. There's too many details to make it into just one compressed movie. I
Yeah,
mean, other games though. I mean, I don't think they can really do too much with Call of Duty. It's just Call of
yeah,
Duty is repetitive. You can't really do the games like that are really repetitive. I feel like you can't really do too much of. Same with Fortnite in a way, but also Fortnite has like events and they have like these like Fortnite players be creating their
it would just
own
be like a
lore.
rip off of the Hunger Games. Not gonna lie,
That's
so
true.
it would
So
be hard to really make a Fortnite movie.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think for sure GTA would be a good one, or
GTA,
Red Dead Redemption.
that would be good
That would be
too.
like a good
Yeah,
cowboy story.
yeah. I mean, like any game in a way that kind of has like a storyline, like especially a set storyline, is gonna make a phenomenal movie because it's just those are the ones that you can really replicate because you know how stuff goes. Like if
Yeah,
you do a game like a battle royale or like a Call of Duty, it can go any way. So the
yeah.
outcome or the storyline, it could literally go any
Any
direction.
direction, yeah. So it's a little harder for that.
Hmm.
Like they did the Sonic movies. This
Yes,
were
bro.
that was crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
I feel
Remember when they were hitting on that shit because it looked
yeah,
nothing like Sonic?
yeah. I remember them
That was
hating on
crazy.
that.
They really made him like redo the whole movie,
Yeah,
bro.
literally,
Bro,
bro.
that's crazy.
But like I didn't watch the Sonic movies, but like I had like some nephews, like my younger nephew, they
Yeah,
liked it. And like it's another one of those movies that's for the kids, you know.
yeah.
It's kind of cool because
It did
you
good
know
though. I mean, they
yeah,
made like a
exactly,
sequel, so like
yeah.
it did definitely good.
It did his job, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
but I
mean
mean, it was crazy that they actually like they bullied the fuck out of
I
the
know,
production
bro. Like it was
company
goofy.
to like redo it. That's crazy though, but that really shows that like if we really complain about something, like they'll fix it.
Yes, because the influence of like the
The
social
audience,
media
yeah,
and the
it's
audience,
crazy.
like that's the biggest, thing when it comes to anything, a show, a game, like
Yeah, as soon
anything,
as a
bruh.
lot of people start complaining about it, bro, like you gotta like do something about it
Yeah.
for sure.
I
Otherwise,
mean,
you're just gonna be losing money.
I mean, yeah, you started seeing that. Like, if we want to talk about shows, we mentioned it last episode. We started seeing that with The Walking Dead. And then that's what kind of, within their later seasons, when they just wrapped up the show, that's kind of what allowed their fan base to kind of resonate back with the shows because they started actually like listening to all that hate because people started hating when I guess they got a new script writer. Like, at some point in the show,
Yeah.
because I'm not at that part yet, but at some point in the show they got a new script writer and she like started doing crazy shit that a lot of the fans were like, nah, don't do that. So
Yeah,
when
like don't do that, bro. Hey, get the other guy, bro. You're
yeah.
not doing their job right. Hey, Marvel
So
needs to do that shit, bro. Everybody needs to hit on Marvel
yeah.
real quick so they can get their shit together. Not gonna lie.
I mean, like when you have a good enough amount of people that are hating on something, like they're gonna always listen, and those changes have got to be made. I mean, you see that now with Fortnite finally after how many
Yeah.
years making these changes that people wanted, but
Yeah.
it's all a part of the plan, like it's all part of the scheme, because I guarantee the Fortnite scriptwriters already had this all planned out because
Yeah.
they knew that the game would last this long. So
Yeah,
I
for sure. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the only one that doesn't fucking listen is Disney. They fucking we complained the fuck out of a Star Wars. They
bro,
didn't do shit. We're complaining about Marvel and they still haven't done shit. So
dude,
you motherfuckers better
they
listen.
need to lock in.
If you see me, if you see this fucking video, you need to listen, Marvel.
Lock
Get
in.
your shit together. Fuck Mickey Mouse, bro. Do your shit, bro. Nah, I love
Dude.
Disney, but for real, like, listen to the fans, bro.
Yeah,
Listen to the fans. We know what's best for you.
it's like, to be, if I was in the position of like somebody that was doing the production of a show or a movie, or like from a big company perspective, it's also too one of those things where you might have a big portion of the audience that hates on it, but then you have a big portion of the audience that likes it, and so you're gonna have an opinion on every different side, and you don't know
Yeah.
what to believe.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
like,
hard for sure. When
like,
there's like a lot of divided opinions, then you just gotta do whatever you think is best.
yeah,
But when a lot of, when most like,
more
for
than
yeah,
half,
more than half like people are complaining about the same shit.
yes,
Like you
bro,
gotta do something. Like you gotta be like, all right, you know
you gotta
what?
switch
Maybe
them
we
up.
should like listen to them a little bit because at the end of the day, like the people are the one consuming your product, like
Exactly.
your TV show, your movie, your music, your but whatever it is.
Mhm.
Like we are the ones fucking consuming that shit. Like it's for us at the end of the day. If you want us to get like if you want to get our money, do that shit right, bro.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, that's just how it is.
and if you don't, bruh, another company's gonna come out here and snag
And do
your,
it
your
right, yeah.
job. I mean, I be thinking about that all the time, low key, about like, obviously our parents and like future or further generations grew up with certain corporations that were like really big at their time. And some of the corporations aren't around no more. Like some of the big corporate named corporations aren't really around no more, because then you see a lot of the corporations in our era take over. Like for instance, like Amazon and like all these big corporations, or
Yeah,
like
bro.
these big entertainment systems, they come around, and I be thinking about like how quickly that could be taken. I mean, you see it right now
I mean, it's
too.
all about like development. Cause you think about it, like Amazon, you just mentioned it was like at some point this motherfucker was like, I don't want to go to the store and buy shit. Like,
Yeah,
what if that shit just come to
exactly.
me, bro? And that would, bro. But that
It's changed the
motherfucker just changed
game.
the game like that, bro. He's like,
It's changed
I
the
don't want,
game.
and that was just because he was being lazy. Like that
Yeah.
motherfucker did not want to go to the store. He was like, you know what? What if someone delivered that shit for me?
Exactly.
And
It
then he's
changed the
like,
game.
boom, light bulb.
You see Amazon trucks all over the place now. Like it's
Yeah, bro.
and they
Same with
talking about
Netflix. Like, what if I don't have to go to like
the
the
movies,
movies? What if I just have all kinds of entertainment
movies
at one
at
place,
home.
at home?
Exactly.
And then boom, they changed the
They
game.
Exactly. And you start having these new corporations come up, and it's like you have all these competitor corporations too. Like it's not just Netflix. You got Hulu, you got Max, you got
Yeah,
what's it called?
Disney Plus,
Freaking
like
Disney
everybody. Yeah,
Plus, Peacock. You got all these different corporations that are fighting, and eventually, bruh, it's like there's gonna be another new corporation that comes
bro.
in, and they gain all the attention. So it's like I be thinking about that, like how long into our lives are we gonna start to see, like, what if there's a new company that comes out that's better than Amazon, and then
Yeah.
that takes over, or a new platform that's better than, like, I don't know, Instagram or TikTok. It's just we saw TikTok
Bro,
take over
TikTok it took over in like
no time.
in no time. When did it come out? When did TikTok? Because
It
wasn't it musically?
Musically was the big thing before. That was like a dancing app.
Yeah, but
everybody was on Musically.
every
but-
girl was a music. I'm not gonna lie,
Dude,
bro. Guys
yeah.
were not on that shit, bro.
Bro, I don't know. I had a Musically.
You had
account, bro.
musically?
Like,
Nah, I didn't have musically,
I
but
had
I don't know. It was
Musical.ly.
like if you had a if as a guy you had a musically, you had to like keep it on the low though.
Yeah.
Because if as soon as the group chat found out about shit, you were
Dude,
dumb, bro.
and
They were
then-
gonna bully you till you're fucking dead, bro.
Dude, and then it would be so funny because when they did the switch over to TikTok, like I would have some friends that I would go onto like their page to follow, and then you'd see all their musicallys from when they were like 12, 11
Shit.
years old, and I'm like, I'm so glad I deleted all of those musicallys
Yeah, bro,
because I
that's
was not
crazy.
getting caught lacking like in today's age. If somebody found my old musically and
No,
they're
I
like, nah,
never. No, even when TikTok came out, like at first everybody was like, it was a dancing app,
yeah,
and everybody wasn't on it, bro. But as soon as quarantine hit, bro, everybody was on that shit, and it
yes,
was like the main thing about TikTok that made it blow up is the fact that like the content started to change. It
mm-hmm,
wasn't no longer just like dances. It was like people doing vlogs and then like clips
exactly.
about, and all of a sudden like you have so much stuff going on TikTok that like I don't think TikTok is seen as a dancing app anymore.
Honestly, I feel like TikTok is the best platform that we got out there right now. I mean, anybody, I feel like most people can say that too because
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
you can find everything on TikTok, like you said. Like there'll be some times where I'll be scrolling and I'll see a live of somebody knowing they're gonna get banned in like an hour, but they'll be streaming like the entire Spider-Man movie, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, do I have to go pay
Yeah,
to
bro,
get
it
tickets
really
at the
is.
theater, or can I watch it on the TikTok live?
Oh God, bro,
Like, can I
literally.
watch this NBA
No,
highlights on
oh,
TikTok, or do I have to go on
yeah,
YouTube
you
and
don't
watch
even
the
have
full
to.
game?
Yeah, you don't even have to like pay anymore. You can literally see the highlights in there. You
Exactly.
can see the whole game in there. Like, and even like for me at least, I no longer use like Google like that. Like if I
Mhm.
look something how to do something, I go on
On
TikTok.
TikTok.
Not even YouTube
Yeah,
anymore. Like I like how
TikTok.
to, I don't know. What's give me something? I don't know, like how to hang a picture in the
Yeah.
wall, and I go on TikTok.
Yeah,
I mean, not
literally.
necessarily that. Like I know how to hang a fucking
Yeah,
picture,
but
but
like just
like
anything.
just anything, like
Yeah.
so whatever you're wondering about, or like how to apply to college. I think I did that shit
Uh-huh.
like when I was looking for colleges and shit, or
Mhm.
like doing applications and scholarships. I was looking it up on TikTok, and there's just so much stuff like not only entertainment, like a lot of resources out on TikTok for
Yeah.
sure. It's just the biggest platform. Like if you're not on TikTok, you're not anywhere, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you can learn so much on TikTok, and like especially coming from some like one and like probably you two who grew up in the era where YouTube was like the
Yeah,
big thing. Like
YouTube.
everyone was going to YouTube to figure out things. You can go to YouTube and find out how to change a car tire, change your car oil. Like you could do anything with YouTube,
Yeah,
and it
and
was like a second platform for learning. But now that's become TikTok,
yeah,
especially having these variety of videos. Like you can post videos that are 30 seconds, you can post videos that are
there are
10
10
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
it's the new wave. I mean, I think
It's been the
TikTok,
new
yeah,
wave. Now at this
exactly.
point, it's just so like normal to us that everybody has TikTok.
Yeah.
Like every other company, like Instagram got the reels, and
Hmm.
Facebook got their own reels too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of the same shit, but
But it's like, yeah,
even Snapchat. Who
yeah.
the fuck uses Snapchat anymore? But they got
Exactly.
reels,
They got
bro.
reels, YouTube got shorts, like all these
Yeah, all
companies
this
are making
getting
short
shorts.
videos
Yeah,
because
for
they
TikTok.
realize people just want to sometimes, like, for me personally, I like to sit down and watch a series. I like to sit down and watch like a long video. But sometimes, bruh, if I'm just chilling, like if I'm getting ready to like lay down for the night and just relax,
It's
bruh,
TikTok.
I want to scroll and see a short video. Maybe there's some of the funniest shit that you can find on TikTok, bruh.
Not gonna lie, bro. It was on TikTok, but now it's on Reels and Instagram Reels. I go on my Instagram Reels right now, bro. We'll see some random ass funny ass shit. I was on class
Dude,
earlier, bro. I was going through my Reels, bro. First video, like I was dying, bro. I was trying to
dude,
hold that shit in the middle of class. I
yeah.
was like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't
No,
laugh.
Reels is like for me, Reels is the perfect place to find like the stupid memes that make no sense, but they're
Bro, the
funny.
funny ass shit, bro.
And
Reels are just like nonsense, but it's just fucking
yeah,
hilarious. And then TikTok is like overall entertainment of everything.
exactly. And like the trends, like you'll get what's trending, especially on TikTok too. And that's nice because sometimes it be stupid stuff that's trending, or
Yeah,
sometimes it'll be something that's actually really cool.
yeah,
Like one thing that was sometimes you'll get annoying stuff too, because like the ads too.
yeah.
Like at one point last month, I was getting straight ads every single time I loaded up TikTok about these freeze dried Skittles, and I could not escape them. And I was like, dude, I cannot load up this app without seeing somebody reviewing some damn freeze dried Skittles. Like it made me go out and get some freeze dried
That's
Skittles.
crazy, bro.
I was like, dude,
They work though. That just means they
yeah. I
work.
mean, yeah.
The ad was
Now,
doing his job.
now
Hey,
I
TikTok,
keep.
if you're seeing this, give us a paycheck, bro. No
Yes,
cap.
right. And now they got the stuff with the TikTok shop. Like every ad, it's
Yeah.
like, yo,
No,
bro,
not
like,
every ad. Like every content creator already has like something in the shop,
yeah,
bro. Do
like,
they get commission off of that, or like what? It like
I don't know how that works, but like, apparently there be some really good coupons, so you can
Bro,
go
I
on
was
there
checking
and
out
get
some
like,
stuff, bro. I was checking out some shirts. They were like $3, bro.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to
yeah,
cop
that's what I'm
and see.
saying.
I'm gonna have to see.
That's like the Timu, but like the safer Timu. Like in a way, bro.
Yeah,
That's
and I
like the
say, bro.
safer Timu.
Hey, I'm gonna have to check it out, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to just give it a test.
I mean
See if that shit is legit.
these apps, they know what they're doing. I mean, like you got the TikTok shop where it's like literally it's so stupid. I will see a video of like a movie in the background and
And
somebody's posting like a movie clip, and then in the TikTok shop it'll be like, bro, come buy my new t-shirt for
yeah,
$2. I'm like, what does that have to do with the clip at all? But people are just promoting their shit.
bro.
So
And, they probably get commission off of that, bro. So which
yeah,
is
you probably do. I would assume you do because
yeah. Otherwise, there's no point on you putting that shit if you're not making any money out of it.
my idea of how it works is probably like you put out your stuff like kind of like a Depop, but like you can put everything on there. It's not just clothes. Like you just put out what you want to sell, and then
Yeah.
if people buy it, they
But a
buy
lot of
it.
the
That's what
products
I
repeat
think.
themselves. Have you seen the like, not like cargos or some shit like that? They're like black and they get like white stripes or something like that.
Yeah,
Those are looking kind of tough. Not gonna
yeah.
lie.
There's a lot of stuff that you can find that's like cold, bro. But like also a lot of these companies are starting to make similar stuff, like you're saying, because it's like that's the trend, that's the heat, and
Yeah.
you can find it like right now. I'm like big into zip ups, so every time I see somebody with a cold zip up, I'm like, where do you get it from? Like,
Real
where are you
shit,
getting
bro.
your
Sip
zip
up are
ups
the
from?
shit, bro.
And literally, one dude told me one time, like he had this crazy zip up in class. I'm like, where'd you get it from? Timu. And I'm like, yo, these apps are taking over. Like I've shopped on Shein
Yeah.
before plenty of times, and
Nah,
Shein has been
bro.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool, bro.
But it's like it's also one of those things too where it's like with me at least, you pay what you get is what you pay for. So if I'm over here and I'm paying like I'm about to get this crazy designer zip up for $1, it's gonna come like it's $1, you know. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I mean,
not
it's
bad.
fast
Yeah, it's
fashion. Like,
fast and it's
that's just what it is. It's
yeah,
fast fashion. Like, it's good for a couple, I don't know, maybe like a couple months, but then
and it's just whatever.
it's just whatever, you know.
And
But
that's
at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Before, when I was in high school, I was a little more worried about like getting not necessarily like designer, but like getting like brand stuff. Like I would, bro. Like during my freshman year, I was a Hollister fiend, bro. I was
Mm.
acting way too white, bro, for my color, bro. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie to you.
I was on that
I
champion
was
boy.
on that. I was on that Hollister. And like every single time I went to the mall, I always spent like 200, $300 on Hollister.
Dang.
It was crazy, bro. I had like a big ass Hollister
Mhm.
collection, bro. It's kind of embarrassing.
I know. I mean, like
But
your
I was
style
like,
evolves.
but you know, like little by little, I started like looking at other stuff, and not gonna lie, bro, like you be finding like good clothing anywhere, bro.
Yes.
And honestly, a lot of kids need to realize that clothing is really just like about whatever your vibe is, you know.
Yeah.
Like even if that shit is either worth $2 or like $1,000, you just gotta wear whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Exactly.
Like I feel like people really need to understand that it's not really about the brand; it's
Mhm.
about whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And like whatever works for you and makes you feel good and like whatever makes you confident, you know.
Yeah.
So like, because a lot of people worry about, oh, I gotta have like this fucking
Mm-hmm.
like Louis V bag, or I gotta have a Louis V belt and shit. Like, nah, bro, you because sometimes they be like wearing all this shit just to flex. It's like, bro, you look goofy. You look like
Yeah.
a fucking clown.
Exactly.
It's like that shit not even hard, but like they're just trying to flex the money. But it's like really just you can have an outfit that's worth $10 all around, and it'll be fire. Like
That's
if you
what
know
I'm
how to
saying.
wear clothing and you know what works for your body or like it works for you
Then
for your
you'll-
vibe, like like you know if you're able to work with that, bro, any outfit you put on is heat,
Exactly.
and it doesn't matter. Like sometimes like this shit right here is thrifted, bro. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck, bro. It's like it looks good, bro.
This shirt right here, thrifted. Like,
Bro, and
dead
it's like you're
serious.
saving money,
These
bro.
jeans thrifted.
Yeah, real
Like,
shit, bro. You'll be finding hit like at the thrift stores for sure. Like fast fashion,
Yes.
like Shein. Maybe you'll find a good T-shirt or whatever. Like, don't be embarrassed about that shit. You
I'm
should embrace your
saying.
style. You feel me?
Yeah, I
That's
mean
good.
that's the biggest thing is I often hear like especially like some of the older folks like like family or whatever they'll be like, why would you go and spend like 4,000 on this when you could spend like $20 on this and it's like the same material, like literally I'll pay for basketball jerseys and it's like okay you can buy it from a manufacturer for maybe like $50 to
Yeah.
$100. Or you could sometimes go and buy it straight from the NBA website and it's like $300 maybe, depending on the jersey.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, that don't really matter. It
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter
matter
about,
when
it doesn't
yeah.
matter, like, and it's a big thing why, like, stuff like reps are getting really popular too, because
Yeah.
it's like, why would I go and pay $900 for some Black Cat 4s that were originally retail like 220 when
Yeah.
I could just go pay 150 for some reps, and
And
they
it's
look the
almost the
exact
same
same.
exact
They
same.
look
It's
the
almost the same
exact
quality,
same.
bro.
They're pretty much the exact same quality. They come from the exact same manufacturers. Just one of them says Jordan or Nike, and then the other one is just a random manufacturer.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't knock anybody who wants to go and spend expensive stuff on clothing. Like last year, I had a boy come out here, and he's like, "Yo, bro, we gotta hit up Chrome Hearts," and it's like, their jewelry
Shit.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Like their jewelry is crazy. They got some fire pieces, and they're hella expensive.
Yeah, and
And it's
we're
like,
not necessarily like I'm not hitting on like brand stuff or like designer stuff because some shit is heat, like some
yeah,
shit is actually tough. But it's like you also don't need to worry about spending all that money. You feel me?
exactly. Like,
Like if you can, like if you can buy a good piece, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I bought designer stuff where I
yeah,
have like not necessarily like super expensive stuff, but I do have like
yeah,
some good shirts. You feel me? That
yeah. I
I do
feel you.
spend like a good amount of money, but it's also like I can also make a really good fit from something thrifty.
Exactly.
And so it's just like, just learning how to balance. It's not really about what you get or where you get it from. It's like, how does it look on you? How does it make you
Exactly.
feel?
And that's the biggest thing, is you got to figure out what works for you. You got to stop looking at fashion as a, I got to have this, I got to have that.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's one of those things where you will find out your style, and once you find out your style, you find what you like, you just roll with it. I mean, I see too many people nowadays that it's like, okay, that I have to have this, I have to have this big name. Or then you'll also see a lot of the other side where it's like, okay, well, if you wear this, or you do this, or you like buy this cologne, or you buy this brand, then you're a follower, you're a clone, because everybody else already does that. But it's like, just find what you like, find what
Find
you
what you
want to
like,
wear.
bro.
And if you want to wear a zip up that's Gucci, or some Bape zip up that's like 300-400+ dollars, go for it. But
Real.
realize that that doesn't make you like any
Yeah.
different from
Whatever
somebody who
whatever
wants
you
to
do,
buy.
like remember you do it for yourself. Like don't you're
Exactly.
not doing out here like shit to impress anybody else. Cause to be honest, bro, nobody gives a fuck about
Exactly.
you, bro. And we don't say it like in a mean way. Like
But like, people be doing their
people
own
really they don't
things.
everybody's doing their own thing. Like you're like don't try to make an impression of something that you're not, right? Like just be
Be
yourself,
yourself.
be confident with yourself, do what works for you, and like if someone hates on you or doesn't fuck with it, they don't fuck with it. But you like
Yeah.
don't care, bro. Like it's all about you. And
Exactly.
if you're about that designer shit or like you want to do something that's like not necessarily crazy, but you want to spend money on something, then
Hmm.
do it for yourself. And if that makes you
Exactly.
happy, do it, bro. But
Yeah.
if you're just doing it because you want to impress someone or you want to like do that kind of stuff, it's like nah, I'm like
Yeah.
that's you're not doing the things right.
Yeah. I mean, like, growing up, we had everybody rocking around with wanting to get the V-Lone shirts, and wanting to
Yeah.
get like the Gucci belts and all that stuff. And then nowadays, you see people like, all right, like, let's go cop New Balance. Let's go cop
Yeah,
Birkenstocks.
let's go
Like,
Birkenstock.
everybody's finding out what they want to wear. And like, it goes to show that this might be the trend. Everybody might want to go out and buy these Gucci belts now, but in 10 years, bruh, are people gonna be looking back and being like, "Yo, you got that Gucci belt? You're so cool!"
Yeah,
Like
nah.
it's really not worth it for that 10 seconds of fame. If you want a Gucci belt, go get a Gucci belt, but don't feel like you gotta get a Gucci belt because everybody else wants a Gucci belt, or they
Yeah.
think that that's cool.
Yeah.
You gotta
It's just
find out what works for you in fashion, like you said, and just find your interests.
yeah. What is something like fashion wise that you wouldn't wear?
That I
That's like
wouldn't
that's
wear.
just like trending, but like you wouldn't
Bro,
personally
I
wear.
got a perfect shoes for these, bro. It's because I'm a big shoe guy. Like, for me, like, I know I'm wearing these basic Air Forces right now, but for me, I can't stand the little cloud foam runner things that from the Yeezys.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, I won't say I can't stand them, but like, I own a pair of Yeezy slides. I
Yeah.
love Yeezy slides. They're the most comfortable
They're comfortable as
slides
fuck. They're
I've probably
comfortable
put
as fuck.
on.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, sometimes they can get pricey, but it's like,
They're worth it. No, for
for
sure.
me, they're
They're
worth it.
worth it.
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
worth it.
But
Yeah.
also, I'll wear some bubble slides that I got for $5, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But I see these cloud. I think they're like the foam runners. I don't know what they're called exactly, but they are the shoe with the holes in them, and they're
Yeah.
also the Yeezys. And I see them, and I'm just like, if I was to get that for my closet and what I wear, I would look like a clown. But I was also just mentioning this the other day. It's like a acquired taste in a way when it comes to fashion because the shoe itself, I don't think it's ugly, but I think that the way that it's getting styled is very
Yeah,
ugly.
no, yeah, for
And
sure.
you have to know how to really style that shoe for it to look cold. Because I've seen some people actually style that shoe and it looks fire. And then I'm like, oh, I want to go out and get that shoe. But then I look at the stuff I have in my closet and I'm like, could I really pop out with these and look good? And then it's like one of those things where I don't care. I
Yeah,
don't care that everybody wants to get these shoes. Like I know for me,
it's
it's
not
not
gonna
gonna fit
work.
my style,
Yeah, I
and that's
feel
just
you.
that. So that's probably the biggest like fashion, I'd say trend right now or fashion piece that I just can't really get by. I mean, that's not the biggest, but that's one of them for shoes for sure. What about you?
Oh fuck about me. I don't know, like super trending stuff. I'm not sure. I feel like I would cop. I don't know. I'm being like one thing I for sure would never wear is like skinny jeans, bro.
Yeah,
And not gonna lie,
no,
bro. I was
I was a skinny jean
I
dude
was a
growing up.
I was a jean dude. Like not that long ago, probably like sophomore, no junior, no not junior year, not junior year, uh, freshman year.
Yeah,
Sorry for that.
freshman,
Freshman year and
sophomore
before,
year, I was
yeah, I was
those
skinny
skinny
jeans,
jeans.
and not like super skinny, but it was almost to the limit where
Yeah,
you're like, I don't know, bro.
I feel
Those are
you.
questionable. But obviously I'm glad I changed that.
Yeah,
Now I'm obviously on our baggy
nah,
shit. I love baggy
I
stuff
love
now, bro.
baggy
And
clothes.
before that, bro, I didn't like.
Hmm.
I just feel like it made me look goofy.
Yes,
But
bro.
now baggy clothing is like for sure one of the things. So I mean, skinny jeans they're not trending right now.
Mm-mm.
I think everybody realized that it's a little too much.
But like it's oh
There's
yeah, keep
like
going.
fitted jeans. Some are good.
Yeah,
Like not necessarily like skinny, but like they're not necessarily
they're
also
like
baggy. They're like
yeah,
a
a
nice,
regular
like
relaxed
yeah,
fit.
regular fit.
Yeah,
Those are cold for sure.
yeah.
Uh, but I don't know. Maybe not necessarily that it's trending, or maybe you see this more like in models or celebrities, but like where they wear like the mesh stuff that's like see through.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily see like normal people wear this, but I do see like a lot of celebrities and models
Mhm.
wear that. I don't think I would rock that.
Yeah, I get that. No, I definitely I it's one of those things where it's like it's an acquired fashion. Like you gotta know what you want for you and like you mentioned earlier about the skinnies. There's a ongoing joke that like people anytime they see skinny somebody with skinny jeans on, they'll be like, these are the most least skinny jeans in Atlanta. And it's funny because growing up on that side of the country, they are so right because everybody in Atlanta wears the tightest pants around.
Like you can see
And
their balls and shit. That's
dude,
crazy.
everybody in Atlanta wears like skinny jeans. And I'm not gonna knock them because like I used to wear skinny jeans. That's just what I wore. I used to be that kid that, my mom would throw me on this big baggy coat for the winter time and I'd be like, nah, it's off by the time I get to like my classroom, my freaking what's it called? I forgot what the teacher's called that you go to before you go to all your classes. Your
Yeah.
homeroom teacher.
Yeah.
By the time I got to my homeroom teacher, that big old coat was off. But now I'm the kid where I'm like, if I literally like when I go thrifting, I just cop this like Raiders bomber jacket, even though I'm not a Raiders fan.
The
But it's
baggier
like
the
so
better, bro.
cold and it's baggy. I'm like, it's tough, bro,
The baggier the better for sure.
cause like that baggy clothing style just kind of is one
Yeah,
of
the
those things
baggy.
where I got out of wearing all the skinny
Yeah, I
stuff.
literally went from like hella like not necessarily hella skinny. Well, I don't know. My friend one time recorded a video of me walking. I was like, damn, I might have to stop fucking wearing
Dude,
skinny jeans. Not gonna lie to you. So I went from that to like, all right, kind of like the opposite. Where I like baggy stuff.
yeah,
It's just trending, bro. But
yeah,
then I fuck with it. It's a
yeah,
good style.
yeah. I like the style so
But then
much.
for sure, it's like one of those things. I don't know. Like I feel like I can do a lot of styles. Like I could
Hmm.
do if I were to like put on cowboy boots,
You can style
I
that.
can rock
Yeah,
them. Yeah, I mean I have them, so like I
yeah.
rocked them before for sure. Or like if I were to put on a suit, like I could
Hmm.
rock that shit for sure. Especially now with my new job that I have to be a little more like uh business to business casual. That's like
Yeah.
you learn to style that stuff.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I really just like the more casual. Like sometimes, bruh, just having a plain simple, like literally this whole fit besides the forces and the jacket are thrifted. Literally something as simple as this sometimes it's just like I'm chilling. I'm coming to school, finna relax. Like
Yeah, like
it looks somewhat decent. It's not like I'm stepping too crazy. But then also I have my moments where it's like, okay, if I want to get really fancy, I'll dress up in this, and or like business per se. If I wanna throw this on for the business fit, I'll do that. And I'm
Yeah.
starting to find my style a lot more. Especially, I think me finding my style has been the biggest within like the last year or two,
Yeah.
because it's just, I'm getting older and I'm finding what things I like for me rather than what I like because other people like them. And I
Yeah.
used to be that kid. I used to be that kid that wore the skinny jeans, and then I had the worst drip ever growing up in middle school. I used to wear like emoji stuff. I had this big
Yeah.
obsession with
Shit.
emoji clothes. I had the shoes, I had the shirts, the joggers. So I would wear like these white skinny jeans and this black emoji shirt with the emoji kicks. It was the most atrocious drip I had ever like thrown on, and so people still clown me. Like my friends back home, they will clown me for this today.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn,
It's hard to get rid of
that
that,
was
bro.
almost,
Especially with people that already know you for a minute. It's
yeah,
hard to learn, like, oh shit, I
like,
gotta go see them,
like
man.
that was like 7+ years ago, bruh. You still, but I mean, it's one of those things where like
Yeah.
that's not
It's just
that's not
evolved, bro.
stylish
Yeah,
no
I mean,
more.
I think we can all relate that at some point we were like looking goofy with their clothing,
Hmm.
especially growing up, because you're like, it's just
Yeah,
hard to find your sense on style. Obviously, as you grow up, you learn how to like match, you learn how to like do this other stuff, and
yeah,
you just find your vibe,
yeah,
So I mean, that's like just one of those things that as you grow up, you like your style changes
yeah.
completely, and in every way, not just necessarily your clothing, but like the type of music you listen to, the
Music,
stuff
yeah.
stuff you like. It's just like it all evolves, because maybe the stuff that you liked like a couple years ago you don't like
You don't like
anymore.
no more.
So, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those for sure. And ladies, let me give you a tip. You got a good guy that knows how to dress when he can dress like different styles
Mm.
and not look goofy.
Yeah.
Like if you this is a test that I tell that my sisters told me because I do have a lot of sisters. They were like, if the guy can dress casual, business, and like any other one and look good, like they're good. Like, but if they look like they got dressed up by their mom,
Yeah.
you're like that's not a he doesn't know how to like style
Style.
clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a test, though. So if ladies, if you want to see if your man really knows like how to style and has a good taste, try to see him on a suit and see how he looks.
Yeah, or like, yeah, actually, like have him pop out in a couple of fits and just
Yeah,
see
like different
see
vibes
what
though.
it's like,
Because maybe he can dress up like streetwear really well, but then you put him in a suit and that boy looks like he's about to go to church. He looks like if he looks
Nah.
like he's about to go to church, maybe you might really think it.
Yeah, like,
All that.
maybe that's your cup of tea. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
maybe
that's what you're looking
maybe
for
don't
that
maybe don't
style.
go
Man.
out with him like on a business like some
Yeah.
stuff. You feel me?
Nah, but
All right, bro.
we're
But all
getting
right,
there.
last week or last episode we mentioned that we're gonna add a new section to the show
Yeah.
for sure. And people that saw our stories, they saw that we put out like a questionnaire. It was like, what are some questions you guys want us to answer in the podcast? So
Yeah.
there was a couple of responses for sure. We did get a lot, kind
All
of.
all my folks that saw my story and none of y'all said nothing, bruh. Y'all gonna have to lock in for these
It's on
next
side, bro.
episodes. Y'all gonna have to, cause his followers came through with all the questions.
Nah,
Y'all gonna have to lock in for these
Nah,
next
nah, for sure,
episodes.
my
Right?
boy. Yeah, little by little, we'll grow for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah,
we
for
did
sure.
get a good amount of questions. We're not gonna be able to do all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them were repeated, so for sure, those that were repeated, we want to go and talk about them
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But we did get a good amount, and we're gonna do a couple of them for sure. And it's gonna be a new section that is gonna be added to the show. Not every episode, but for sure, every once in a while, we'll definitely pop up. That way, you guys can also feel connected to us and
For
feel like
sure.
you guys have some power of the show. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this for fun, but we also
Yeah.
want to make sure that you guys interact with us.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like that, y'all are a big part of like what we do in a way
yeah,
too.
for
So
sure.
that's
And
an
right now
important
it's
part.
not a lot of us, but little by little we'll start growing
Yeah,
and
we
definitely.
got our own community starting to go. We need to get a name for
Yeah,
our community.
what's gonna
You
be
know
our
what I'm
fandom?
saying? Yeah,
Or-
we need a name, bruh.
The-
Motion movers.
But that's crazy. No, but we did get a good question, so we'll definitely talk about them.
Oh yeah,
And there's a lot about different topics, so we're just gonna get jump started on this.
for sure.
Let's start with a goofy one because we get a lot of them. Some were like really good, deep questions, and some were like goofy ass questions, bro.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, bro. One of the questions that I got a lot was the fucking goofy ass motherfucker saying, what's the economical and political state of the
Oh
world?
my,
Like, bro,
yo,
to all you
we
motherfuckers that
not
said
Jaden
that shit,
Smith, bro.
bro, get your shit out of there here, bro.
Dude,
That fucking
we
every one
not
of you that
Jaden
said that, you
Smith,
guys are not funny. Nobody's fucking laughing.
dude.
Get out, bro. You made it, yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Bruh.
Nah, but all right. This one was kind of cool, bro. This one was kind of funny. A homie said, "How many first graders can you take on a fight?"
Bruh. I mean,
Think about it though,
first
real
graders are
shit, bro.
ruthless,
Like
bro.
one first grader, bro. Like you might. How old is a first grader? Like 6 years
Like,
old? 5 years old? No, 6.
I did pre-K when I was 4, so
So like
that's
around
like
6 years.
that's like 2-3+ years.
Yeah, like
So
I want to say
maybe like
6 years
maybe
because
like
I
6,
think
7,
I think I did first grade when I was like, well, I did it.
8, maybe.
Yeah, 6,
6, 7, 8,
6,
somewhere around
7,
that age. I'm
somewhere
thinking.
around that age. I don't
Yeah.
think, bro. I think if you were a first grade at 8, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
think
like I think it also depends on your birthday, but 8 might be late. Not gonna
8
lie.
might be late, bro.
I don't know.
At that point, you're
8
fucking
might be late.
you're fucking failing pre-K, bro. What are you doing, bro? No, but
Bruh.
real shit. Let's say like
Probably
between 5 and 7,
Yeah, bruh.
5 and 7 year old. Like
That-
that's first grade. How many can you take in a
Dude,
fight?
That's dude. I don't know.
They
'cause-
be debuts, bro. Low key, especially
Yeah.
as you grow up. Have you seen the little ass kid that be talking shit? This is probably like that's raps and shit.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, bro.
yeah,
He's like the
yeah.
youngest rapper. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
bro.
he be out here. Like, I'm telling you.
How old
like,
is he, bro?
Like, I don't know,
Bro,
but
he cannot be more than a second grader, bro.
these little
Bro, that
kids
motherfucker is
be
scary,
different,
bro.
Cause they be moving different. They be out here cussing. They be like, there's this one kid named, I think his name is like Myas or whatever, and
Yeah.
he has like a brother that he does streams with, and like the stuff he be saying, I'm like, there's no way this is a kid saying this.
Yeah,
Kids
bro.
be different nowadays.
Yeah,
so-
and not gonna lie, like I was a
Uh-uh.
crazy first grader, but like I would cuss and shit, but I wouldn't. I would still go home and play with my toys. You feel me? This motherfucker's out here cussing and shit and
And
talking
they,
like
ready to like,
the other day.
bang and shit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
bang bang
yo.
and shit. That's crazy, bro. I was like, chill, bro. I would still ask my mom for $5 for a fucking popsicle, bro.
Yes, bro. These
How
first
many
graders
can you
different.
take though? I mean, I guess for me it
Probably,
just
like-
depends on where they're from, bro.
Yeah.
If they're from like the outskirts of Minnesota, I'm taking like 10, 15 of them. Not gonna lie.
Dude, they from the hard streets of ATL, bro. It's
Shit.
looking different.
Yeah,
bruh.
maybe I might take like 2, bro.
It's looking different.
How can like I don't know, like if they're one by one, I might go until I get tired. But
Yeah.
if they're all at the same time, like what would your strategy be like?
It's just like, I mean, obviously we got the height advantage on them, so
Yeah.
I would just be jumping up on like
Bro, you
tall
just
ass
get-
ledges,
Bro, like
and then
yeah.
like
you can grab them off, they're not gonna reach you.
Yeah,
But like you can only hold 2, like with each hand, and you kick them.
Exactly.
You know they're
take
done.
2 of them.
Yeah,
over.
bro.
That's
Like,
that's
I
the
don't
only
know.
strategy, bro.
Or maybe just get one of them, beat them up really bad, and then the other ones get scared.
Yeah,
Like, one-
and then
just
they
take
be
one
like,
of them.
Nah, they not trying to. You have to sacrifice.
You gotta
somebody.
so someone is gonna have to get it like real bad, like
Yes.
super bad, where the point where the other first graders like they're like, never mind, we don't want to
we not
mess with
messing
that.
with this, bro.
Nah, I don't know.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure everybody's got that story of like when maybe it was a sibling or maybe a cousin or something where they like bullied one of their younger siblings
Yeah.
or somebody, and they got really mad, or like you bullied their friends and stuff.
No,
like
I
that,
got
and they
bullied,
all
bro.
like they all got really mad and they wanted to like fight you and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
No,
but-
I mean I didn't bully. Like I used to get bullied, but
Mhm.
like it was by my older cousin and shit. But like I don't know, they were probably around my age, and I was like a first grader. But I tried to take on all of them.
yeah, I'm saying.
I was out here fucking swinging. Obviously, you couldn't, but I used to get mad
I
like
used to
that,
get
bro.
mad.
But fuck.
Mm.
Realistically, I would say like about 10. Like if they all came at me, I would take about 10.
That's realistic. Maybe like 5 to 10.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets like, cause if I feel like if you get more of them, and they just crawl up on you,
it's gonna be
it's like they're just gonna like kind of like honest, like you're just gonna like take you.
I'm saying, because once you get to about 2 or 3, they could really all just crawl on you. So I feel like after 5, bruh,
They
it's
start
like,
doing combos
now
like
you
the
now you
Avengers.
like gotta start like locking in for real.
Yeah.
So anything after 10 is crazy.
Yeah, like I said, like also depends on where they're from, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know if they're from like the fucking suburbs of fucking Iowa or some crazy shit, like
Yeah,
where they don't
where
fight,
they don't be fighting
you
like
know,
that.
like, that could take more of them. But
Mhm.
they're from Atlanta or fucking LA
They
or
be-
some
they be
crazy
hard
shit.
fighting.
Yeah, then maybe I might take like 3 or 4 of them. There might be
Yeah.
scary, bro. I don't know.
I feel you.
That's kind of where we're at for sure. That was a fun
Right,
one, bro. Yeah.
Alright, on to the next one.
On to the next one. We got another one. We had All right. So homegirl said, opinion on sassy man. Are you guys sassy?
I'm a sassy man.
Are you what's your opinion on sassy
I'm
man?
a sassy man, bro.
Sassy men are
But
on
it's
top, bro.
also we're in an arc where like everything you do is sassy.
Yeah, bro. No shit. Like also like another some of the stuff that we do is just normal shit. But you motherfuckers on TikTok are out here taking it like it's
Yes,
sassy
sir.
stuff.
I mean, it's sassy season. I'm a sassy man. Okay, like one of my bruh, I listen to Drake. You feel me?
Yeah,
Drake is a
Drake,
sassy man.
I'll be petty, bro. I'm not
I'm a
gonna lie.
sassy
I
man.
grew up
I
around women, bro. I know my shit. I
yeah.
know my worth. The fuck?
Like I'm a sassy man, bro.
Yeah, no, sassy men
I'm
on
not
top.
afraid to admit that.
Yeah.
So
Nah, for
I
sure.
don't got no but negative opinions towards sassy man. On my sassy
Nah,
man,
sassy
bro.
men
It's
are on
sassy
top, bro.
season.
Sassy
It is
men over
sassy season.
nonchalant, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie to you.
yeah, bro.
The
I'm
fuck you want
saying most of
nonchalant?
y'all would definitely rather have a man that's sassy that has got a dick over every little thing rather than a man that's just chilling back like whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like
it's
y'all,
like
come on, bro. Y'all want to hate on sassy men, but y'all know y'all love
nah,
sassy.
sassy men are on top, bro. And it's like it's more fun, bro. Like we can argue and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
No toxic shit. But like,
all right.
but like it's just more fun with that. You feel me?
Like,
It's
we
just like
both
you
sassy.
get
We
you
could
get
be
more.
sassy together.
You want a nonchalant motherfucker that just like doesn't even say shit,
Yeah.
doesn't care, just replies with okay and shit.
Me and my girl sassy together.
Yeah.
Like just saying.
No, yeah, I'm sassy. Like I said, I grew up around women, so it kind of came naturally for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Have you seen that guy on TikTok? The fucking it's the way you act.
Hey!
It's the way
Come
that boy out here
on.
making moves, bro.
He going, bro.
He going, bro. Hey, shout out to that guy,
I'm
bro.
saying,
Hey,
bro.
hopefully in the future we have you on the podcast for
Yeah,
sure.
hopefully you see this.
Hopefully you see this and you want to
We gonna
hop
get
in,
this-
bro.
we
We
gonna
got
get
you
this on
the
the
fight over
TikTok.
here too, LV for sure.
Oh yeah.
Nah, bro, for sure, sassy guys on top. Yeah, and yeah, I feel like it's no longer like I don't know. I feel like before it would be kind of seen as like gay or some
Yeah.
shit like that, but I mean it's just normalized, bro.
Exactly. I mean, I only hear the little kids that really want to still say that like shit
Yeah,
like that
bro,
is
like,
gay.
just be
I mean, as you
however.
get older, you just
Like that's not how it works,
you
bro.
feel
Just
more
because you're
comfortable with
just because you're
yourself and you
yeah.
just, you know, like
just because your personality is a certain way doesn't make you gay. Like that's
Exactly.
not how sexuality works, bro.
like
Or you can be the bro. I've seen someone like the most manly man, bro, be fucking gay, and I don't mean that like in a disrespectful way.
Mm.
Like I'm just saying like your personality and how you act doesn't determine
Exactly.
like what like your sexuality.
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. Like how you act, people are too quick to act and be like, "Oh yeah, I know that person is gay."
Yeah,
or, I know
like-
that person is this way, bro. You have no clue what this person is.
Yeah,
so
bro,
why are
you're-
you
why you out
you
here judging,
trying
bro?
to make an assumption?
Yeah, real shit.
It's stupid.
And it's like we're not hating like for sure like, but I'm just saying like I've seen some like gay men that are like really manly and like
Mm.
they're like I like dudes, you feel me? And it's like that's cool too because it's like it doesn't really matter what you like or your sexual preference is. It's just your
It's-
personality.
yeah, it's
So
just-
whether you're
yeah.
sassy or not, or if you're like manly as well, like it doesn't matter what you are, how
You
you
still
like
gonna like what
personality
you
is. Like
like.
you're still you like what you like. You feel
You
me?
still gonna
It's
be a
just-
human.
It's cool, you know.
So
It's like you're not doing anything wrong either, bro.
exactly.
Bro,
Nah,
gay
I
men
feel
be on their bag too, bro. Like, I feel like every gay man either has really good fashion or they're like super ripped, bro. Not gonna lie,
Bruh. Or they're like a talented ass artist.
Hey, bro. No, bro. Real shit,
Just
bro.
saying.
Shout out Frank Ocean.
Frank
He's the
Ocean.
go, bro. Although you're fucking, you need a
You
job.
need a
music.
job. They literally just like put out a picture of him in the gym, and they're like, "What y'all think about this new Frank Ocean picture leaked?" It's like, when did we get to the point
When is he gonna?
where we're talking about a leaked Frank Ocean picture? Like,
Yeah,
what?
bro.
Like, dude, we need some new music. It's been too long. Okay, it's been way too long.
bro.
You know?
Frank
but
Ocean
but
is
he
the
in
top.
his healing arc right now.
What's
so I
your-
can't
yeah.
I can't hate him.
No, you can't hate. Yeah.
What's my-
What's your what's it called? Your favorite Frank Ocean song?
Bruh. It's probably
It's hard because he doesn't have a lot
It's-
out. But
it's so hard, but I find myself going back and forth between Channel Orange and Blonde every single day because both albums have hits. So I
it's just
say
so-
I say my favorite off of Blonde is either Nikes or Self Control,
yeah,
and
bro.
then off of Channel Orange is probably Monks. Cause Monks is crazy. That
Yeah,
beat
Monks.
on Monks, I love that. Beat.
I like Super Rich Kids, bro.
Oh,
That
that's a
one-
best. Right
That's
there.
such
With
a
Earl,
banger.
right?
Oh, Pink Matter with
With
Andre
Andre?
3000, bro.
That's
Andre
so good.
3000 is the go. That motherfucker also needs to drop, bro.
Andre 3K is iconic. And
Andre
I've
3
never heard anybody who talks about hip hop
Bro,
who just
any-
disrespects Andre
yeah,
3000. He's-
any feature he does, any song he does, it's a
Yes.
banger, bro. Even
I'm
like
saying.
all the way back to his Outcast
Yeah.
days, bro.
he's-
Like
he's
Andre
fire.
3K is fire, bro.
Like I mean, he probably my favorite features of him are because he does a couple of songs with Anderson .Paak, and
Understand Packy stuff.
they're a fire duo. Like there's this one song I think it's called "Come Home" with Anderson .Paak
Yeah.
and Andre 3000, and his feature on that is so fire. And then I also really like his feature on
Yeah.
"Life at the Party"
I'm gonna
with
say
Kanye.
right now that you say Anderson .Paak, I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh, shit.
And I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Say your take,
Anderson .Paak is better than Frank Ocean.
dude.
And that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. And
I don't know.
he's better, bro. And I love Frank Ocean, like real shit, bro.
Frank
Like
is
you can
too
go on my library right
nasty.
now. We're just talking about this shit. He's
Mhm.
goated, bro. We're waiting for new music. But Anderson .Paak, although he's not as mainstream as Frank
feel like
Ocean, he's definitely has better albums. He's definitely a better like artist. Like he knows how to play instruments. His
Yeah,
vocals are
that's
great.
fair. That's fair.
And he like I don't know. I feel like he can do really good on everything.
Yeah, as an overall, that's fair too. And I think we also gotta like, these artists that don't drop for a while, because I definitely understand, like especially when you looked into certain labels, like you had Kendrick and SZA and all them, they were dropping albums like 5 years apart because
Yeah.
that's what the standard was for their music too. Like some artists can do that,
Yeah.
but then you also got to talk about some artists like right now everybody's on Cardi because it's been 3 years since
Oh,
he's dropped
yeah,
the
bro.
album, and everyone's beyond on certain, like people are already on Yeet talking about some Yeet drop an album, and he dropped the album in February.
Yeah, bro.
Like
I feel
hasn't
like you
even
just
been
gotta
a
give
year
it some
yet.
time to like, obviously don't go fucking missing 8 years, but
Yeah.
like obviously don't drop like who was dropping a lot. Like fucking YoungBoy. That motherfucker
Youngboy
drops
an album every 2
every
months.
month, bro. Every 2 weeks, bro.
Yes, bro. Like
Like-
his rent be due, and he's locked in. I
Yeah,
guess,
bro.
but-
He's releasing songs for fun, bro. Like
Mhm.
he just fucking every morning he goes and like I gotta release an album
Yeah.
tomorrow, bro.
I mean, like I can't hate too much because he be doing numbers, but still, it's like you be putting out too much volume.
Yeah, it's like definitely take your time to cook, but also don't let
Take
that
too
shit
much.
fucking burn.
And that's where like I can kind of get back with your point too, because it's like, is Frank Ocean kind of getting to that point where it's like it's too long, and what he may put out could be potentially like viewed as mid compared to the rest of the classics he's put out.
Yeah.
Like we left off on Blonde, and everyone's like, Frank Ocean needs to drop a new album, which I agree, he needs to drop a new album.
He
But
needs
what
to
if he
do-
drops this new album and everyone's
It's
like,
scary. It's also
damn.
when it's been that long. It's also like fuck. This
It's
is
like-
gonna be because like the longer you go, the longer the expectation is gonna be.
exactly.
Which is why, like I say, like I feel like a good amount of time for a good artist to release music is either every 2 years or every other year
Yeah.
or something like that.
I
for
like
sure.
how Drake releases music. I
Yeah.
think that's the one big thing that's keeping Drake alive too, is because even when you get these albums that people are like, oh, that's whatever, that's whatever. Then occasionally you get that one album that does crazy numbers,
Yeah.
and I think like Views kind of solidified it for him too.
Yeah.
Because Views sold like a million copies the first week. Like that album went crazy.
Yeah,
so
and I feel like for Drake it doesn't matter anymore. I feel like
Yeah, that's true.
he can release tomorrow and it's gonna be crazy.
it's gonna
numbers.
always sell good numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think, I mean, also too, you got artists like Rihanna, who Rihanna hasn't made a.
Bro, she retired,
She
bro.
hasn't. Yeah, she hasn't made an album. in her-
retired, bro.
She basically
She doesn't
retired.
need to, bro. She's
Yeah, she
already a
doesn't
fucking
need to.
billionaire.
So it's like sometimes you get to that point as an artist where you can pack it up, and it's sometimes good to pack it up because sometimes you drag it on way too long, and then it's like, all right, you're in a worse position than you were.
Yeah,
You
because
still
now
have-
everybody like whatever you put out, either it might be like solidify your career like crazy, or everybody's gonna hate on you. It's like you took too long to drop this shit,
Yeah,
and it's like fuck.
that's what I'm saying. So
No, but I mean, I for sure want an album from Frank Ocean, but
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like
Anderson
now I
.Paak
would
is
just go with
nasty.
no expectations though.
yeah, that's kind of how you have to go. It's been too long.
It's
You
been
can't
too long
go
to
into
have,
it
like, an expectation
oh,
of
shit,
it.
It's about to be.
Yeah, so I would go. But I mean, I'm sure he's
I'm sure
he's
it'll be
talented.
good.
I'm sure
I'm sure it'll
good.
be good.
And,
I
yeah.
don't doubt it, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go into it with like these crazy.
But I'm
expectations.
also sure it's gonna get some haters though.
Yeah.
I just know because some people just like to hate. Some
Yeah.
people are just gonna be like, I waited this long for this shit.
I mean, you even saw the distance between Astroworld and Utopia, and you saw that.
Yeah, there was a lot of hate, and Utopia was fucking
Yeah.
golden.
I mean, you
And
see the
with-
numbers Utopia's doing.
Yeah, and I said it last podcast, like it was a better album
Yeah.
than Astroworld, and Astroworld's a banger. Like I'm
That's what
not.
saying. Like
like,
I'm not a heavy Travis fan, but that album right there is like every time I talk about Travis Scott and being like I'm not a super heavy Travis Scott fan, but Utopia is different. Like it's it's just
It's just
different.
different for sure. Did you see that he brought out Cardi for the
Yes,
SoFi?
yes, that was
Bro,
hard.
that
Cause Cardi
sucked.
don't be pulling up
Anywhere,
anywhere.
bro. He doesn't even pull up to festival.
And
His name is on there,
I'm
bro.
saying, like, Cardi does not pop out anywhere, yet he's managed to get him on a song and pull him out to perform. Like, what?
Yeah,
What's
it was
going on?
hella cold, bro. He came out with the
Yeah,
fucking
I
smoke
saw
and
that.
shit. That was cold, but I
He
wish I would have been there.
he's like the most nonchalant, chill, like artist. Like I mean, like there's
And
not too
it
many
was
people
funny, bro.
that
He's
hate
just
Cardi,
coming out
bro.
hella shit with the smoke, and then all
That's
of a
what I'm
sudden he's
saying.
like,
I
bro, that was
know, bro.
crazy. No, but definitely
He's
wish I would have been
fine.
there.
Yeah.
All right, now that we're talking about music, we definitely got some questions about music.
Mhm.
So we got what's it called? We got this one that says, kind of talking about Cardi and Travis.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts about Kanye?
Mm. See, here's my thing with Kanye. Like I always hear too often, like separate the music from the person, separate the art from
For
the
artists,
artist.
yeah.
And I totally get that. Because there's plenty of art. Like if we look at many of the artists that are big and named popular, like they all have something behind them. I mean, Cardi literally, and it doesn't excuse none of the stuff they did, by the way. But like Cardi is not a good person. We know that. Cardi's done crazy shit. Like
Travis Scott with
Travis Scott
Astroworld.
with Astroworld, and even though people all have their different opinions on
Yeah.
that, of course, but like he still has something on his name that people will continue to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Um,
a close person to me like hates Travis, like,
yeah,
to the death for that. But it's like,
I mean,
man, he drops Utopia.
yeah, like Drake has people
No,
talk about Drake.
and
People
not
want to
only
talk about the egg
musicians, not only
situation.
musicians. Like, I feel like any artist in any kind of realm,
Yeah,
like, they got a lot of stuff behind. And there's some that you can definitely like make the judgment where it's like, okay,
uh-huh.
maybe I'll let you slide. Obviously, there's some where it's like, bro, you were touching little kids, or like, you can't
Yeah,
do that shit. You
yeah,
feel me?
no,
Like,
exactly.
obviously, there's some situations where it's like, for sure, maybe you can, like, it's for sure like you can't. Like,
Mhm.
that was bad, but there's some where it's like a line where it's like, I don't know.
And that's kind of where I'm at with Kanye is because I don't know. Because like it's like there's so much that has been said and done that makes me kind of like it's like sometimes I saw a comment about this the other day. Somebody was like sometimes I just hear a Kanye song on my playlist and it's like you don't know whether you want to skip it or play it. And it's like his music is so fire. Like
Yeah,
his music will forever have an impact on the
and
hip hop,
everything.
and it will forever be in playlists, like in my playlist. But it's also that knowing of like there's a lot of stuff that he says that I'm just like, huh? And it's like it's kind of it's more sad than I look at it as a like, oh fuck Kanye. It's more like, oh shit, Kanye, bro.
Like, what are you doing,
Like
my guy?
get I would just wish that he would get like the help that he needs.
Yeah,
And I wish that for anybody who's in a similar experience or anybody who's going through that. Like I just wish that, he would get that necessary help because he's so talented. He's probably one of the most talented artists ever.
yeah.
But it's like he's always gonna have this stain on his name for the things he said, and especially some of the things he said about like the black community to the black community. It's like some of the people in the black community are like, how can you sit there and represent us, but then like you say this and like you know,
Yeah, I
like
mean, it's complicated for sure. I
it's
mean,
a,
for
it's a
me,
complicated situation.
like, I know some of the stuff that he's done or he said,
Mhm.
but I'm like also not super familiar
Yeah,
with him. So
for
for me,
sure.
it's a little, you know, it's a little more easier for me to be like, all right, I can listen to
Yeah.
Kanye, I can separate the art from the
Hmm.
artist for sure. But like, there's definitely stuff on his name that is like kind of,
Yeah,
it's kind of just there. It's kind of like a
that's what I'm
stain.
saying.
But for sure, I mean, to me, Kanye is always going to be one of the greatest
Yeah,
to ever do it. Great producer. I feel like he's
yeah,
one of the ones that was able to put producers on the map.
for sure.
And I mean, for sure, like, all the stuff that he's done, he's released is like really good music.
Yeah,
I mean, even to the beginning, all the way to like College Dropout to like Donda, like, they all got bangers. They all like are replayed. They all like, really good music that not a lot of people are able to do. So for sure, it's just Kanye stuff at that point.
yeah,
For me, it's just like, Kanye. I don't know what you're gonna pop up with
yeah.
tomorrow
I'm saying
or whatever, but I'll still listen to the music for
that's
sure.
yeah. I think his music will always be in my playlist. I don't think his music's gonna go anywhere. Like I don't think I would stop listening to his music.
Yeah.
It's kind of that one thing with every like artist that like, and being a person in a public scene, like everybody like you're never gonna be able to hide what you did or what came up. You know,
Yeah.
it's always gonna come up, even if like something wasn't 100% your fault. Like, I mean, like you see the stuff now with people like taking back their statements about Travis because they feel like, you know, it wasn't 100% his fault,
Yeah,
or like,
it
but
wasn't
then you also
100%.
have people saying he could have done better, which is like you can see both
Yeah,
sides.
you can see
And
both
you're
sides. So it's
always
just
gonna have that with every artist. You're gonna have like things that going on, but you know, it's like you said too, like sometimes it gets to a point where it's really, really, really insane, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
I can't listen, I can't support that, because then essentially you're supporting that artist and giving them money, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm at the point where I can separate the art from the artist, because like I'm not, it's kind of the same thing. Here's how I look at it. If I get into beef with somebody, I, at least for me, the first thing I'm not gonna go and do is go and block them. So like
not only that, I mean, like, I
if
think about it this way. Like, let's say I get in a fight with, I don't know, maybe like a really close friend that
yeah,
helped me out, like, during my toughest time. It's like, all right, maybe I'm not good with you in this certain moment, but I'm also not going to be out here hating on you because you did help
exactly.
me out a lot and you did a lot of good stuff for me.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's just one of those. I mean, it's kind of complicated to put it with artists, but I do see it
It
like how
yeah.
it's similar.
Like that's how I view it. It's like if I got into a fallout with you, I'm not gonna go and just block you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just go and unfriend you. So it would be kind of like, you know, okay, this shit happened and you be doing crazy stuff, but it doesn't also mean that I'm gonna just go and like, you know, take out all your music in my place. But also it's like it's hard. That's a very hard topic too, because there, like you said, there's some artists or some people out there that it's like, okay, I don't see that. I'm not gonna sit there and stand by and,
Yeah,
you know,
because
like
sometimes some stuff is like really
like
crazy. Like,
I'm not putting R. Kelly on my playlist,
yeah,
bro.
no,
I'm
we're not
sorry.
doing R.
I'm
Kelly.
not putting R. Kelly on my playlist
No,
because I would not feel comfortable going and listening to R. Kelly. Like,
no, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking for sure.
so
But it's like,
that's
we
where I
can't do
stand.
that. So, yeah, for sure. But I mean, shout out Kanye though. Drop some more
Yeah,
music. We're
drop
there.
music.
Drop
Please drop
music.
music.
You're
And
still a go to artist. We're still gonna listen to you. So
drop music and keep your name out of drama.
yeah, just
Just
drop
do your
music and
own
don't
thing
say
and
anything. Just
stay out
drop
of
music
drama,
and don't
bro.
say anything,
You were
bro.
doing so good, and
Yeah,
then
you
you
were
got
doing
back
so
in the
good.
media again.
Yeah, bro. Just drop and that's it. Don't say anything.
All right, bet. On to the next one.
Next question. Here, let's do this one. It says, "What's your biggest fear?"
Mm, I mean, I feel like this is a big fear for like everyone, you know, but a lot of people don't really think about it. I feel like at least right now, I mean, I don't think I'll ever be fully comfortable with like dying, you know, fully like feeling like, all right, bro, I'm not scared of death completely, but also like I'm not. I feel like I don't think too much about me dying, like per se, but I fear a lot about like my parents, because especially like my parents are like on the older side compared to like a lot of my friends' parents. Like, granted, my parents aren't freaking like, you know, in their 80s, but you know my parents are getting older, and I kind of like, my biggest fear is that like, you know, like they could one day be gone, and then like I also haven't learned a lot from them that I need to know to go on with my life. I guess that's kind of my biggest fear as I'm
Yeah,
getting older now, and it's kind of basic, I guess, because a lot of people might feel the same, but it's not even really just the fear of them going, because you know we're all gonna go one day, and
yeah,
our time isn't 100% guaranteed on this earth at any given moment, but it's just the fear of them going and me feeling like I'm at a point where there's a lot that they still haven't been able to teach me. And
yeah.
so I guess that's kind of like one of my bigger fears.
I mean, I feel you on that for sure. Especially like me, like, personally, my dad passed away when I was 5, so
R.I.P.,
it
bro.
was. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and it's like, there's not much
That you remember.
that I could do or that I could have been done.
Yeah.
So it's also not like I see it. It's just something that happened,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But like now I only have my mom,
Yeah.
so it's just me and my mom. So for sure, like losing her, like I'm kind of with you because my parents are definitely like on the older side. Well, my mom is definitely like on the older side. Not necessarily like old, but
Yeah.
she's not necessarily like the young
Yeah.
woman like that she used to be a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's like right now I'm in the position where it's only me and her.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that if I lose her, like I don't know, there's definitely a fear of I don't know what I would do, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time I do.
Yeah.
Although I don't see it happening, so I try not to think about it too
Yeah.
much, you know. But I mean, obviously, that's always one of the fears that a lot of people have. But at the same time, it's like I know that at some point it could happen
Yeah.
because
At
it
some point
like
it will happen.
at some point it will happen. Obviously, I hope it happens a long time from now.
Mm-hmm. You just enjoy the moments you
Yeah,
got with,
for sure.
you know,
But at the same time, I think my biggest fear, like regardless of my my
yeah,
mom passing
that.
away, I think that's just it's not necessarily like a fear, but it's just like it's more like a thought that you have is like I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be because they're like your parents have always been there for you.
That's
So
true.
taking that out is just like you're not necessarily scared of them leaving because you already know they're gonna go,
That's true.
but you're just scared of not like them not knowing what's gonna happen
Yeah.
after that because you were just so used to it in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I think like something a little bit different. I think my biggest fear is not being able to do what I say I'm gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
like not me not living up to like the word or the stuff that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, it's like like I lost my dad at a really young age, and it could happen. I could lose someone really close to me, whether
Yeah.
it's a sibling, a family member, my mom, whoever, or I could lose my own life if
Yeah.
I'm not doing what I'm gonna say I'm gonna do, and if I'm like kind of like living in fear and not taking risks on what I want
Mm-hmm.
to do. Is there's just that fear of not being able to complete what you're saying, and I don't think I want to go without
Feeling like you
feeling like
completed
I've
your
done what I
goals.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like a bucket list, but like me knowing that I was a good person and I was doing what I was meant to do here,
And
for sure.
I think that's like the biggest thing too is that you live every day doing the things that you once dreamed of or the things that you dream of. And I always tell people like, you know, don't start a year from now. Don't start 30 days from now. Start it like now because you never know. Anything could happen and you never know what phone call or what handshake might change your life.
Yeah,
You never know what interaction might change your life. So, start today. If you got goals that you want to work on,
do it today.
like
Yeah,
start today because that starting today could be a big difference than from starting 30 days or a year from now,
yeah,
you
for
know.
sure. No, I definitely agree with you. And not only like maybe you have a person that maybe you're not in good terms right now,
Mhm.
but maybe you do want to like get back to being in good terms with them. Don't push that to the side and kind of like wait for it because you don't know if
Mhm.
that person might be gone tomorrow.
Exactly.
So that's also another fear, like maybe having something that you wanted to do and not being able to do it because maybe that person's gone. And like,
Yeah.
maybe you don't have a good relationship with your parent and you don't talk to them, but like, at the end of the day, they were still your parent. So you
Exactly.
don't want to like them to pass out and then you're like you were not able to say because then you might regret it. And that's really
Exactly.
what I live by. Like I don't want to go or something to happen that I regret. Like I feel like if I have
Exactly.
regrets, there's some stuff that you're gonna regret for sure.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm saying like not big regrets where it's like I can't fix it or I
Yeah.
can do better than that. Like
Yeah.
just I really regret that you're like fuck like that really it's just like really bad.
Yeah. You
Because we all
always.
have like little regrets. What I mean, I regrets I would have taken this opportunity better.
Mhm.
Or I wish I would have done this a little bit. Taking more time with this or that. But if it's like a big one, especially involving other people, like you don't want it to be something that you have to live with for
Yeah.
sure.
You always want to make peace with the people around you, and it's just you think about it too, and that's like another fear is that like you have this with one day with somebody, and then it could be gone. Like maybe they get taken away too early in
Yeah.
your eyes, or like maybe they're not no longer around. Just having certain moments with somebody, and then they just be taken away like that. Like that's definitely like a big fear too.
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
anyways, we got a little deep in there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into something else. Let's move it.
Sorry for your
We got a
voice.
couple. Nah, you're good, bro. We got a couple of questions. About relationships, which is one of the things
Mm.
that we have. We talked about in the first episode about you and your girlfriend, but now we're going a little bit deeper.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a lot of people were kind of waiting
Yeah,
on us
waiting
to
for
talk.
you too, bro.
Yeah,
Need your
they were
size.
waiting on us to talk about this shit.
Need your size.
Yeah, and I look at them. We missed this question the first episode, but a lot of people were asking for this. You dirty motherfuckers. Always thinking about sex,
Yes,
bro.
bro.
Like that's go to church, bro. Good shit. Nah, but a lot of people were asking. Little silly one. How was like your first time having sex or intercourse?
You trying to go first?
Fuck. Shit. When was it? Let's start with when it was. It was My summer of sophomore year. So
Mhm.
we had already finished sophomore year, and I was going into my junior year. And that summer, I started to drive. So like that summer, I was able to go out more. I was going out to parties. I was talking to more girls, and I was kind of like not necessarily the beginning of my glow up because I had already had a glow up throughout like quarantine, but I was definitely like seeing more the results of it, you know?
Mhm.
Because you know, I don't want to say that I was like an ugly kid, but I wasn't definitely the most best looking out there, like
Mhm.
during middle school, you know? Because in middle school, there was always that one kid that you know, every girl, just like in elementary school, every girl thought the
Dude.
fastest guy was the fucking
Uh,
more best looking. Like in middle school, you know, they had the guy that everybody thought they were cute that had like
mhm.
the best fucking puberty glow up shit. So you know, I wasn't like part of that group during middle school,
Mhm.
but you know, I went to my freshman year and I was still like trying to like transform, trying to like find my style, find like
Yeah.
my vibe, and little by little, I was like, I started to go with a barber because during like middle school, I used to get my haircut with like, you know, those esthetician like
Mhm.
places and stuff. But now I started going to like a barber, and I got my own barber and
Yeah.
just shit like that. Like little by little, I started like developing like the stuff that would help me get a glow. You know, I started wearing like jewelry. I started, you know, being a little more confident.
Yeah.
So for sure, you know, and then quarantine happened. I started working out a little bit. I was able to put in a little bit of more weight than I had because I mean, I'm still skinny, but I used to be like way skinnier, you know.
Mhm.
So I was able to do a couple of things that definitely got me to a better place. But you know, it was during quarantine, so I didn't really see the results of it until like the end of sophomore year,
Yeah.
where everybody was able to start going out again, and we were
Mhm.
able to have parties and stuff. So for sure, you know, and then I started to drive. So like all of that came together, and I was like, all right, maybe I might
Yeah.
have to, you know, to start doing something. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't with anybody that I dated.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, a lot of people say that they want to lose it with whoever they're dating, and it was just a friend that it was just like casual. We had
Mhm.
like this, not like a thing going on because we never like took each other seriously, but yeah, there was definitely some chemistry
Yeah.
with like between each other. So you know, it's just one of those days where I
It
was
was
like,
a casual.
you want to hang out? It was like
Yeah.
late at night. My mom was out. Like you
Mhm.
know, we didn't have like, you know, we were not like, I didn't have my parents. I could just go out that day, and she was like, yeah, fuck it, you know, I can go with you. And you know, we just picked her up in the car, and then the car that I was driving had like, it was all tinted. It was
Mhm.
5% all around.
Mhm.
So I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, what, 12 at night,
Mhm.
and I was like just whipping into her house, and I picked her up and shit. And you know, I wasn't like trying to like just put it out there. Like she knew what it was gonna be, but it
Mhm.
also wasn't like
Like you guys felt the vibe.
that. I wasn't just gonna pick her up and be like, hey, "You want to fuck?"
Yeah.
But you know, I picked her up, like trying to talk to her, and then we had just gone out to a party, like not us together, but we were at the same party,
Mhm.
or not party, like a kickback, like a week before. And then I was like, "All right, fuck it, let's let's get together." And we started talking. It's a very like a Vegas thing that every single time, like if you're gonna go have sex, you take them to the view, which is like you can have a whole view of the strip.
Mhm.
I know that's a whole fucking red flag, bro. I know. It sounds bad. Like
Oh no.
to all the locals, and that's like fuck boy shit. But you know, I had to do what I had to do. And so we pulled up to the view, and you know, we're just talking and shit, and then obviously. Whatever happened happened, and
Mhm.
that was but it was a long time, bro. Not gonna
Mhm.
lie, I was fucking scared that I was gonna like be done super quick.
Mhm.
That was like my fear. I was like, God, please do not let me fucking finish like
Yeah.
in 5 minutes. But no, I mean it was definitely like it took a
Mhm.
long time for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like my first time.
No, I feel you. I mean, like in my situation, it was kind of like I had friends that I known that literally like they lost it at like 12, and I'm like, damn, bro,
Damn,
like
bro.
you
Yeah,
still a kid, bro. So I was like, gonna like I I wouldn't consider it later,
yeah,
but a lot of people would, I guess. I lost mine last year, and so like for me, a big thing with sex is it's kind of like you were talking about that. It's kind of like the opposite. It's like I feel like it's a lot it's really passionate when you have it with somebody that like you have a connection with too, which there's nothing against casual sex,
yeah,
like if people do that, like that you do that and you guys both have that established, then that do your thing. Like I'm not here to judge that, but definitely I feel like it's also nice when you have a really deep connection with that person, because then it makes it a lot more like intimate.
Yeah.
And
No,
you
for
know
sure.
you
I
know
mean, I like.
and it definitely can make your relationship like it can make it stronger, but you don't want it to be one of those things where it's like it makes your relationship, like if that's what your relationship is, then maybe that's not like a good relationship. If
Yeah.
that's what it is, if you having sex is what it is that makes your relationship, then that's not cool. So
Yeah.
like
I
in my
definitely agree on you.
situation, definitely it was nice because it's mine was with my current girlfriend that I'm
Oh,
with now.
that's what's up. Yeah.
So it
Shout
was
out my
like
boy.
we
Yeah.
we developed this passionate connection, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
That's a good
it
one.
was literally like, kind of your situation, not your situation, because I didn't take her to the view. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, bro. Hey, hey, we're
I
gonna
was
have
the
to delete that
audacity.
shit.
You got it.
Nah, bro. Nah,
But,
it's nah, like
but
real shit. That was me in high school. You feel me? Like we all going through changes. Everybody was doing
mhm,
crazy stuff. But
but
like I just want to say, like I'm not a fuckboy like that no more. You feel me?
yeah,
Like
I'm a
we're
lover
not.
boy. I've
We're
been a
I'm
lover
not.
boy.
I'm not like that no more. I do definitely have some tendencies before, and I don't want to like hype me up either. But and I was definitely like the holy guy either.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just one of those. I mean, I feel you. Like I also had sex with someone I dated, so for sure I agree on the fact that like when you have it with that one person, definitely makes the connection more stronger.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
it's just like, like it was like you said, it was one of those things where, a lot of people say like, oh, just feel the vibe, but like, especially if you're out there doing casual sex, bro, just definitely be careful and make sure that
protect.
both of you guys like are in it too, because
Yeah,
like
don't.
don't some people be on like crazy timing, and it's like you gotta make sure that you and
Yeah,
the other person are actually both wanting to do that,
you just
because it
casual.
could,
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying, because it could get wicked. So just,
yeah,
be safe, and definitely like, be safe, because we college students out
yeah,
here. We
bro. You
not
don't
trying
want to
to
get your
have no
girl pregnant.
kids right now,
Have your parents talk to you about like sex and
bro.
stuff?
Yeah, see, like, but that's the thing too, is that like, one of the things that my parents will say sometimes is that like, especially during their era, it was never really talked about in the house.
Yeah,
So a lot of people have that same experience where it just really wasn't ever talked about in the house.
yeah.
And so, I mean, it also depends on, where
No,
you
I mean
come
I was
from with that.
not necessarily like exposed to it, but
Mhm.
I definitely had a couple of talks. And
Yeah.
the main thing that my mom said, because it's different, because like when you have like a father figure, like they can talk to it a little bit
Mhm.
easier to you. But when you have like when you live with your mother, it's kind of like, hey mom, I'm gonna go fuck this girl. Like it's harder to touch on the topic for sure. But like what she always said is like, first be careful.
Yeah.
First make sure it's consensual.
Yeah,
Like don't do
exactly.
anything you don't like, bro. If you're a guy and you're hanging like with drunk girls and shit, like that's
Like,
you're weird, bro.
yeah,
Don't
I'm
do that.
saying like that's what I meant, bro. People be doing weird shit, and it gets wicked, and it's like, bro, you gotta
Yeah,
actually
don't
make
do
sure your
that.
partner, or like the person that you're gonna do that with, actually
Yeah, like
says
you
that they
guys are
want to do
both.
that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You
Cause,
don't want to make sure it's something that like you didn't want it to
mhm,
happen. And saying, "Oh, I was drunk too," like that's not an
no,
excuse.
it's not an excuse,
Like
bro.
there is no excuse to that. Make sure like always make sure that when you're having sex, it's consented, and it's you
You
make things clear
plan.
with the person too. Like I made my mistake where I sometimes I didn't make that clear,
Mm-hmm.
and I regret doing that because I feel like that's not right. Like as a person, as a guy, like you know I don't know. Definitely, I grew up with that mentality where it's like you can't be playing girls like
Yeah,
that.
no,
For sure. So, but just like always make sure that it's consented and
yeah,
that like you like the person know what's going on. Make them feel safe.
yes,
Make them like as a guy, your job is like 'cause at the end of the day, like whether they already had sex before or not, like having sex is one of those things that like at the end of the day is your like it's your body parts. It's something that not everybody is exposed to.
mm-hmm.
Like you want to make sure that the person feels comfortable with whatever you guys are doing. So always make sure you talk to them and know how to read the vibe. Uh,
Yeah,
but it's like just make sure that whatever you do, it's right, and then you make the other person feel comfortable.
yeah. It's
It,
definitely. Oh, keep going.
yeah, no, you can say.
Like it's definitely a good mix of like reading the vibe as well as communicating, because like there'll be a lot of times where people will talk about just reading the vibe, and then sometimes
Yeah,
like
like
that
the
vibe
vibe is
gets
not there,
mistaken.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
definitely it's a lot
And you
of
can
both.
definitely ask, but obviously
Yeah.
don't be like, "Can we have sex?" But like right in the middle, like you're like,
Dude,
hey,
yeah,
like
like
you're having you're making it like, "Can we have sex?" Like
that's what I'm
no,
saying.
but like know how to ask properly. Like, is this okay?
Mm,
Are you okay? Like just just ask, and even and after the fact, also give them care. Like
mm,
don't just be like, "All right, we're done,
we're
let's go."
done. Like,
No,
yeah,
like
like,
make sure they're okay. It's like, is everything okay? Are you
hmm
okay? You need anything? You need water? Like, what do
hmm
you need? And maybe like use protection. Maybe they do need like a contraceptive to make sure like a plan B or something.
hmm
As a guy, you should be buying the plan B, bro.
mm,
If
mm.
if that girl is buying her own plan B, what are you doing, bro? If you're making the girl buy her own plan B, like don't,
And
bro.
for these guys out here that be talking about something, I don't want to wear a condom, bro.
No,
Dead
bro.
serious.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
reversible. It's reversible, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You could do this right here. It's reversible. If you
Yeah.
not out here trying to be wrapping it up, bro, just
Yeah,
snip.
and also like
Snip.
if you're doing like having sex with multiple people, make sure you go to the doctor. Always make
Make
sure
sure you
you're like
good.
you're checked out, that you're like everything that you're doing that it's safe, and you don't want to mess up because it's one of those things that can go south really easily.
Yeah.
So for sure, just always be safe with everybody. Make sure that everybody's okay.
Oh yeah.
Make sure that whatever you're doing that you're cool, that you're clean, that and that you care. Also don't be fucked up. Don't because honestly, bro, it's kind of sad because a lot of my friends be telling me sometimes like some of their stories, just like, nah, the guy just left or he didn't care. He didn't
Yeah.
say like, bro,
That's what I'm
at
saying.
least have the courtesy to like be like, all right, it happened. It is what it
Yeah.
is. Are you okay? You need anything?
Mm-hmm.
No. All right, then you know what? It was just a one time. Like, be clear with what you want to do.
Exactly.
And like I said, I made that mistake before. Not 100%. Like where I didn't check up on them,
Yeah.
but like sometimes I wasn't 100% clear with like the intention, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe they thought I was gonna go build a relationship, something. Maybe whatever it is. Like I made that mistake, but learn from it, and also just learn that whatever you just need to be respectful with
Yeah.
everything. And same with you ladies. Maybe the guy, maybe you think he's feeling it, but not all guys will want
Mm-hmm.
sex. I know it's a little different because it's as a guy, it's like maybe you just think everybody wants to have sex, but also like learn how when to stop, especially like if you're at a party, maybe you're drunk and you want to hook
Somebody
up with
say
this guy.
no.
Maybe the guy doesn't want to do it. Just don't fucking pressure him.
Yeah. When somebody say no, somebody says no.
Yeah, and
That's
if
that.
whether it's a guy, like no means no. Learn that,
Y'all
everybody.
some dirty motherfuckers for this question though. Like
Yeah,
y'all
yeah,
was expecting us to get like real deep, be like, oh yeah, the first time. Like
The
y'all
first
some
I was
dirty.
spitting on that shit.
Y'all some dirties.
Yeah, for sure. No, for we just had to step on
Oh yeah.
some stuff, but we got another question here. Let me look it up real quick. Now that we're talking about relationship, what is your biggest ick?
What
And you
is
can
my
start with that one
biggest
real
ick,
quick.
bruh? I mean, see, I'm gonna say the answer that people are gonna be like, oh my god, this nigga. Like, people are gonna be like, who is this dude? But like for me, bruh, like it's one of those things where it's like people talk about icks and they're like, yeah, bruh, like my boyfriend did this and it like it just really gave me this ick. Like he just looks so stupid doing it. But
Yeah,
like I feel like it's those icks that when you have with somebody that's special to you, kind of just accept that for what it is,
yeah,
so I don't necessarily look at things like, oh, that's an ick to me, because like, and like I said, this answer is gonna be corny when they watch this and they're gonna be like,
yeah.
oh my god,
God,
this
bro,
dude. But like
say some crazy shit,
like
big ass foreheads.
dude, like
Nah,
it's
bro.
just like I don't know. I'm it's one of those things where like, I'm in the relationship that I'm in now. Things that you would see and be like, oh, that's a ick or whatever. It's one of those things where when you're with somebody that you really love and that they're special to you, you accept those icks or those flaws. So I
Yeah, I
just
mean, for
that's where
sure.
I'm at right now.
I mean,
What
it's
about you?
different when you're like in a relationship
It's
already.
different.
You'll learn to
Exactly.
accept the icks because like, at the end of the day, nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
everybody has their mistakes and stuff.
Being in a
But
relationship
like
is different. So
for me
I
at the
want to ask you.
beginning,
Yeah.
like when I'm barely meeting that person, one of the things about me, bro, is like hygiene. Like I
Yes.
feel like a lot of people don't
Yes.
understand this, and I don't know. There's just some hygiene stuff about me that, in my household, like my mom, super Mexican. She's like, you gotta clean this, you gotta do that, you gotta do blah blah blah. You gotta cut your nails, you gotta get your hair cut, like all these hygiene stuff, like about how. Because at the end of the day, it's like kind of just the way you put
Present
yourself out there.
yeah.
So
Take care of yourself.
take care of yourself, and if you're not putting a good image out of you, and not necessarily saying that like that some like people like that are dirty, but like little things like I don't know. At least for me, and this comes from my sisters too. Like one of my sisters once told me like if a girl has like their nails polished, like they get like their nails painted and like the nail polish is like chipping out, that's like an indication that they're not like that. And I don't want to say shit, bro, because I know something it happens with me. Like sometimes I don't want to shave. I get a little lazy with it. Like this happened because I didn't want to fucking shave. But it's different. But
just take care of
that
yourself.
to me that's like a ick, and I don't want to like be disrespectful because I know like that doesn't just because you had that's like one of the things that like that person might have.
Yeah,
it doesn't make them a better person, but to me, like I don't know,
you
like
can't get by that kind of.
like you can. It takes 2 minutes to grab fucking the nail polish remover and just take the fucking nail polish off.
It really just shows like where your head is at with like how you take care of
Hey,
yourself.
but woman, please don't hate me, bro. Like I swear to God, I don't mean it like any way. It doesn't mean like that's just how you are. It doesn't mean that you're dirty.
Oh yeah, no.
Doesn't mean that you're dirty because we all have those moments where maybe we just felt a little lazy. Like I said, like sometimes I don't want to shave or. It's just one of those that I'm like, maybe you can wait a little bit, especially because it doesn't like bug you, but like I like personally, just a personal ick. Like, that's just what it. And it's not like a deal breaker because like you can have an ick, but maybe that person might be like,
I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're working on that, or maybe they're like a 100, but then that's just the one ick, and that's like the 99. You know
what I'm saying?
Like that's just an ick. There's a difference between an ick and a deal breaker.
Exactly.
Because some are just like, all right, if you're doing this, like I can't do it.
Exactly. And then like some, like if it's a deal breaker, it's just a deal breaker. If it's an ick, it's like that's what I'm saying. I view icks as like something that you view of somebody, and you're like, you kind of accept it. Like if it's a deal breaker, it's a deal breaker. But if it's an ick, it's like you see that person, and you just accept it for them because you're not gonna meet somebody that's 100% perfect out here. Like that's being perfection. Like being perfect is just the ideology of that is not true. Like I feel like I've always said it. Perfection comes with its flaws. Like being perfect is being human. Being perfect is making mistakes and doing all that shit.
My boy out here spitting for real. Nah, but no, like for real, girls don't hate me, bro. Like I swear to God, I'm not fucking judging like that. I know I got my ex too, and I know I'm not perfect either. So I know I got my flaws for sure.
I definitely know my girl watching this. Like I could see so many icks from you
right now. Like right now, bro. Like you're doing this podcast, that's an ick. You're talking like that, it's an ick. No, but I mean, like I said, it's an ick, not necessarily like a deal breaker for sure. And that's just one. But yeah, I mean, honestly, just keep up with yourself. Just clean yourself up. I know sometimes you get a little tough. Sometimes you have a rough day. You just want to rest. You just want to like not give a fuck. I feel you. But I mean, at least brush your teeth. Yeah. And that goes to everybody, not just girls. I feel like girls got to get more together than guys. Not gonna lie to you. Girls know what exactly.
My mom literally has said ever since like, and like she always has said around me that the guys that would come over to the house and like the guys that were my friends, she said all of them stank. She literally said it every single time. She's like, yeah, them boys be stinking.
Nah, for sure. No, like, guys, fucking wash your ass, bro. Take a shower. Fucking put deodorant, bro. It doesn't take that long, bro.
A lot of guys don't know how to wash
do your skincare, bro. That's another thing, bro. A lot of people forget to wash their face, bro. Can you believe that? It's like you sweat as much as you do like on your arms and your body as you sweat on your face, bro. Like you gotta make sure you clean that shit, bro. Yeah. Also, that's a good tip. Like you're trying to get some girls, make sure you clear your skin, bro. Do your skincare, do exfoliate, do that shit. Put your sunscreen on. Yeah, bro. It doesn't really take that long, bro. It takes fucking an hour of your day or whatever it is to make sure you're like all well groomed up. That's all it takes. So guys, start doing your shit, bro. Yeah, don't get fucking lazy about that shit. Yeah. All right, now let's go to the next question. Ooh, how long should the talking stage last? That's a good one.
That different.
Not gonna lie to you, bro. I've been in a lot of talking, more than relationships. I feel like a lot of people were more in talking stages than relationships, and it's just tough. Like, I don't know. I have stories where, for example, one time I started talking to this girl, and this was like a long time ago. This is probably like middle school or like end of middle school, like transition to high school. It was probably like that summer of like 8th grade going to like freshman year. Like I was talking to this girl, and like a month from talking, like we started dating,
Yeah.
but we didn't. Goofy ass relationship, goofy ass relationship. But like to me, now that I look back at it, that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
To me now, like a talking stage, and then I know like my next belief, like a couple years after that was like I need to be talking to this person for about 6 months before I can actually
Mm.
uh
Start.
start dating them. But then it's also like maybe you connect with the person like faster sometimes than others, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so to me now it's like I want to say about 2 to 3 months is should be good. I feel like after you pass 3 months, should be like then you can maybe start like thinking about dating that person
Yeah.
from knowing them because like it also varies. Like, have you been in that situation where? Because there's two ways. Like maybe you meet a friend and then you like when you met that person you didn't think about like dating them because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to explain, but you know what I'm talking about. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you meet someone and you're like, oh, they're cool. They're just a homegirl. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
just my homie. That's just a friend, you know. And then later on, you build that relationship.
And then it's like you knew each other for a long time.
Yeah, at that point, like you don't necessarily go through a talking stage because you already knew them.
Mm.
But like if you don't know the person, you know, maybe you talk to them a lot regularly and you get to know them like really quick.
Yeah. And
Or
maybe
and you can like
you get
start dating
slower.
quick, or maybe sometimes it takes a little bit more time
Yeah.
to really like adjust and see like if you, but it just depends really. But I want to say like if you just met this person and you're just talking to them like straight up like to build that relationship, somewhere around 3 months should be good.
Okay.
And then 3 months not just talking but like going out as
Mm-hmm.
well, because you can go out with someone and not necessarily date. It's just kind of like the first date type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like just because we all go out on a date doesn't mean we're dating already.
Yeah.
It's just like how can we interact in certain situations, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like if I take you to the movies, how is the vibe gonna be?
Mm.
Or if I do this, I do that, like how is it gonna be, you know?
Yeah.
So it just really depends on that for sure.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. My take on that too is like, especially as we get older, like my mama has always said one thing. She's like, before you settle down and you're ready to marry somebody, live with them for a couple months. Cause that's when you'll really see all of them. Because
Yeah.
even when you're dating somebody, even when like you guys spend a lot of time together, or like if you're somebody that's a friend or whatever, like if you're in the talking stage, you're not gonna really 100% know somebody until you're with them all the time,
Yeah.
like 24/7. You're living together.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things too, is that you see people that they meet each other really quick and then they get married. And I'm not knocking them, because it's like the same
Some it
thing.
works.
It's like the same thing. You might have a connection with somebody that develops really fast, but like for me personally, I just don't set a limit on the talking stage, because the dating stage is also where you find out more about that person, where you learn about that person. As the relationship goes, you also learn more about that person. So like a talking stage is very like effective for what it does too, but it also differentiates between like everything. Like for me personally, like with my girlfriend, we met at a football game, had an interaction, and then like the next like 2 weeks or so, we started talking more, and then it was like, all right, we were in the talking stage for like maybe a month or a little less than a month, and we started dating. We've
Yeah.
been together for over a year now, so it's like one of those things where
Sometimes it just happens.
we were talking,
Yeah.
and the talking was like us getting to know each other, and the vibe was there, so it was like, why waste it?
Or
let's
yeah,
let's
let's just get
let's
it done.
try it out. And then the dating stage is like the trial and error, because it's like, all right, we know we have feelings for each other. This dating stage is where we will work out some of our biggest problems,
Yeah.
where we will learn more about each other, where we will learn how to deal with and manage with our partner and accept our partner for them. And then that is what leads ultimately into like the next step, which is marriage.
Yeah.
So like it's like, that living together part is like in there in the dating part too.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
I got a cousin who's been with his girl like 7 months, and they're living together.
Yeah. I
Right
mean,
now. And
honestly,
that's the perfect stage, because they will both get to learn each other, know each other, and really see like, okay, is this somebody that we're gonna be married a
yeah.
long time, or is it gonna go somewhere? So the dating stage definitely, or the talking stage definitely varies depending on like, what the vibe is and how that connection is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, you said it perfectly. Like the talking stage really just depends on who the person is and what the
Yeah.
vibe is. But like at least for me personally, like when I make it official, I'll make it big.
Yeah.
Like with whoever it ends up being. Like if at some point I want to make it official with someone, like it'll be big. I'll be, you know, people
Mm.
will find out.
Yeah.
But also like one of the things is like I'm not gonna introduce you to my mom
Mm-hmm.
until like we've been together, or like I would take any like we've been talking or been
Mm-hmm.
together for more like 6 months
Yeah.
at least.
Not everybody can just come to the family.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like if we would just introduce everybody to like my parents, it's like
That's all I'm saying.
that's like what's I don't want to be fucking bringing not that I talk to a lot of people, but like I don't want to bring someone and then like a couple months or like couple weeks or months, whatever, however long it is, like bring someone else. I
Yeah.
want to make sure that whoever's gonna meet them is gonna be someone
Gonna
that I
meet them.
already
That's
been.
important.
That's like I already
Mm-hmm.
have developed some
I
kind of
get that.
a good relationship for.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 6 months is a good amount of time to really know that person. If you like, I feel like if you're talking to them for 6 months or like maybe you talk to them for three and you're dating for like another three, like at that point you should know like, all right, this is gonna work out.
Mm-hmm.
They can be my parents
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But I mean, the talking stage really, like I said, it really just depends on who it is and what the vibe is for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Like if you can go through like the whole talking stage quick, then it's good too. Or maybe like if you don't feel it, then it also like it's a talking stage for a reason. It's like you're not attached, but you're just really getting to know that person on the level to see if they're really like good for dating.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just hard.
No, it fluctuates.
Yeah, and
Everybody's gonna
then
have a
kind of
different
talking
experience.
about the talking stage, we had another question that was really good. Um, that was, how do you feel about talking to someone that has cheated before? And do you
Mm,
believe on the saying, once a cheater, always a cheater?
I 100% believe in that saying.
You do?
I 100% believe in it. But like, see, I don't know. I can't make an excuse. It's like one of those things where like, people when they were younger, they did stupid shit. I mean, like if you want to look at it by that logic, like people that were younger, like they would be like, especially you look in your elementary school days, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. He
but
grabbed another girl's
like
hand.
in elementary school days, it was like people were doing crazy shit. So it's like I definitely think that somebody can grow as a person, but in a relationship setting, from my viewpoint, like let's say it's like, all right, I found out you cheated. I'm not that trust is gonna be completely out the window. So to function in the rest of the relationship
Yeah.
is gonna be practically impossible because I'm gonna always be like, all right, what are you doing now? What did you
Yeah.
just go and do? I gotta have your look. Like I'm. It's
Yeah,
like
and at
once you
that
break my
point,
trust, is like
if you're not able to trust the person that you're with,
you
like
shouldn't
why
be with
you
them.
shouldn't be with them, because the main point is to be able to trust
Trust.
someone. And if you're gonna be like 100% like always worried about what they're doing and who they're with and
Then you
doing that
don't
shit, like
trust them.
you're not able to enjoy the relationship because you're
Exactly.
always worried about when are they
What?
gonna do it.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like you're just putting that like thought in your mind,
Yeah.
you know?
And you're thinking of all the things that could happen, and it's like you don't trust that person at that point no more. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think you have to have that trust. Like if you're in a relationship and you cheat on your significant other has every right to not have any more trust for you no more. If you broke that trust and you guys displayed, like, you guys talked about each other's boundaries, you guys talked about everything, and then a cheating
definitely.
situation comes up.
Yeah,
I don't I just like I don't think once a cheater, always a cheater. Like you can grow, but I think once you cheat, it's like there's no coming back from it especially in a relationship setting. Like once I hear people talk all the time and they'll be like, bro, like when I was younger, bro, I made this mistake, and I cheated on this person, or I treated somebody bad or whatever.
yeah,
It's like that's where you see people that I guess have grown from cheating. I guess like there's no excuse for cheating. You cheat on somebody, you just cheat on somebody. But in a relationship setting, bro, you cheat on your partner. Like from me personally, I just couldn't have trust more after that, because it's
yeah,
like you were able to have what you do with me, or like do what you do with me with somebody else. And cheating comes in very different forms of ways. It's not
yeah,
always just sex, but you were able to have that with somebody else and not feel any regards for me or my thoughts. You got it at
yeah.
that point,
All right, now quick pause on that question. Like, what for you? What's considered cheating?
bro. So like what I view as like cheating is just anything that's done in intent to kind of like anything that you would. I don't want to say anything that you would do with me because like like it's just like I play the game with my girl, but like if she goes and plays the game with one of her friends, I'm not gonna think that that's cheating because you can have like you can have other friends that's not me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if you're out here and you spend so much of your time with me one on one, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna go spend all this time with him one on one. That's like, it's like why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like why would you do that? It's just like you would do that with me. Why would you go do that with somebody else one on one?
Yeah.
And it's like one on one situations can be like friendly, like especially like if you catching up with a longtime friend or an old friend,
Yeah.
or you're like, this is a friend's like event or something like that. I guess I don't know, but I totally 100% would not bring another girl into my room that's not like family.
Yeah.
I would not bring another girl into my room that's family. I would not bring another girl to my house one on one that's not family.
Yeah.
Like that's personally just me, or just doing something like with intent to
I don't
kind of
know.
get back at me.
For
That's kind
me,
of me.
cheating is like anything that you wouldn't want me to do.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
the best way to put it.
that's what cheating is.
That's the best way
Like
to
if
put
you
it.
don't want me to do that, but you're out here doing it,
Hmm.
that's cheating.
Yeah,
Because it's like that's just kind of like you're being a hypocrite. You
Mhm.
want me to be a certain way, but
you don't
that's
want to
kinda-
be that
yeah.
way.
I mean, obviously for sure,
That's the best
obviously
way to explain
kissing or like having
Yeah,
sex. That's basic cheating. But like for sure, like maybe you don't want me to hang out with like girls on one,
Mhm.
and then for a certain or like do certain activities with girls. Because sometimes if you have a long friend, like a long time friend that you're just catching up with, or you're just going out to like get a coffee or something like that, then
doesn't
cool.
have
Like
to be
it, like doesn't that necessarily
way.
cheating,
Yeah.
and especially if you're communicating that to
Yeah.
me, because that's also another aspect, like
Communicating.
communicating. And we talked about that like on the first episode where we were like talking about how communication is really important.
Mhm.
Like as long as you're able to communicate with me, and this also kind of ties into the second other question that followed up
Mhm.
with that, which I'll ask right now. But I pretty much like anything that you wouldn't want me to do, like that would be cheating. And
Yeah.
it kind of depends
I
on
agree.
with the person that you're with.
Exactly.
Maybe because some couples I know that are like more open than others,
Yeah.
for sure. But I mean,
It-
I don't know. In my opinion, like I don't think a cheater is always a cheater. Just
Uh-huh.
because, like you said, like I feel like people have grown.
Yeah, people can grow.
Yeah, and it's like it's just complicated. Maybe you did that and it was a mistake, or
Uh-huh.
you fucked up, and you're
You
like able to
acknowledge it.
mature and able to move on from that. At the same time, it's like whatever you did in your past, like
It doesn't have
it,
to
it hold
you down.
yeah, like
I
because
get
whatever,
that.
because the point is not about like, girl, if you and me are together, like, I don't give a fuck about what happened in
That's
your
what I'm
past
saying.
relationships. I don't give a fuck
100%.
about like who you talked to last week. Like, if we're talking right now and today we start dating, like, it's just about
Mhm.
us and the future. Like, I don't care about what you were doing a year ago or who you were messing with. If you
Mhm.
cheated, like, it's about us right now. Whatever, yeah, I'm basing our relationship about what we
do you
have,
today?
yeah, and what you have today, and then what we talked about
Yeah.
when we started like agreeing to date.
Yeah.
Like whatever it's on your past, because everybody has a past.
Everybody has a
Nobody's
past.
perfect.
Yeah,
I have made
exactly.
mistakes, and
Everybody
and
has a
people
past.
know. Some people know about them. Other people don't. Like, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Like,
matter.
I grow from them. I was able to accept them. I was able to like realize what I was doing and what it was wrong, and now I'm able to like move on and be more mature about it.
Exactly.
And it's like for me, a relationship, it's like I'm not worried about, and that's one of the things that like I'm in one of my past relationships. I like made the mistake of worrying too much about the past, because then you're not like in your mind, you're just gonna be thinking about the past. It's like it's not about the past no more, girl. It's about us right now and the future. Like whatever
Exactly.
goes on right now between you and me,
And
whatever
what
we
can
talk
happen
about,
with us in
that's
the
what's gonna
future.
be about. So
Exactly.
that's just my perception on it.
I actually agree with you. I actually agree
So
with that too.
that's just kind of how it is for me, for sure. But everybody's
Everybody's
different.
different, yeah.
Like if I know you cheated before, but you're able to communicate that situation, I'm not gonna question you either, because I'm also like, if I find out you cheated a long time ago, like
Yeah.
like I would probably question you about it if I were to ask you and then you lied to me about it. Like if someone,
You lied to me.
yeah, like if you asked me, did you cheat? And maybe I have cheated and I said, nah, I didn't cheat. And then I find out you actually did. then I'll be like, why you lie to me?
Mhm.
But if you're like, I'm also not gonna be out here asking. But if I were to ask, and you're like honest about it, and you're like, I made this mistake, this is what happened, you know, I moved on, I matured,
Mhm.
then you're like, all right, that's cool. We can, you're able to move on from it. And
Yeah.
really, what you wanted, like my boy was saying earlier, like it's all about trust. As long
Exactly.
as you're able to like have that trust with that person, you should be good.
Because once the trust is gone, bro, you don't have a relationship.
Yeah. You want to go with the next question,
Yeah.
or you want to like, or we're kind of debating here? It's been a long episode, bro,
Oh
but
yeah, for
it's
sure.
been a fired
And they
episode.
finna
I'm
they
not gonna
finna come
lie.
on that timer in 2 minutes. Some the library. No.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're just gonna have one more question. I
All
wanted
right,
to ask another one, but we're gonna have to leave it for next time. I think we got a
Mm-hmm.
good decent amount of
Yeah, we got
questions,
a good
but
amount of
we got
questions
last
today,
one for sure that I definitely want to end with. What motivates you to keep pushing hard?
bro. What motivates me to keep pushing hard is essentially myself because I look at myself today and I'm like, okay, where do I want to be in 10 years? And it's like, okay, where do I want to be in 10 years? Where was I 10 years ago?
Yeah,
10 years ago, I was a jit, bro. Like I was a kid. I was doing nothing but what
yeah,
kids do. But now I'm looking at how I am today, and I'm becoming an adult. I'm becoming a man. I'm becoming who I want to be. But who do I want to be in 10 years? I want to be this guy that has like this career, this job, this guy that's starting a family, this guy that's doing this, that, and the third, traveling, doing all those things. And then that gives me somebody to chase every single day.
yeah,
That's what keeps motivating me is because I know that until I reach that point, I don't have anything else to chase. Because then once I reach that point, I have another 10 years to chase.
yeah,
All right. But yeah, what I was talking about basically was just that, I want to have somebody to chase, and that person to chase is myself. I forgot who said this quote or whatever, who said this saying, but basically it's just, I look at how myself was 10 years ago. I was a young kid, literally growing up, doing all these things, finding out things about myself, making friends, just playing, having a good time. And now today I'm a man who's in college, who's learning about the early stages of being an adult, who's learning how to do adult things and be responsible. And then in 10 years, what do I want to be? And that just gives me somebody to chase every single day because no matter how many days go by or if it gets tough one day or one day I might be lazy, one day I might have a setback, but in my mind, I have these goals written down for myself and I know that ultimately I want to be myself and beyond in 10 years. And then when that 10 years comes, I have another 10 years to chase.
yeah. No, that's for sure similar to me. I mean, what pushes me to go hard? First, like you said, myself,
Mhm.
but also like knowing, you know, I have a, my situation always hasn't been the best
Mhm.
since I don't come from a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously I was able to grow, and my mom was able to provide for me, and I was able to get out some situations that I was a couple
Mhm.
years ago.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like my back. Like I said, pretty much regardless of me growing and my situation getting better than it was, at the end of the day, I still come from nothing. And what I
Mhm.
want for myself is like, all right, when someone looks at me in 10 years, or when my mom looks at me in 10 years, or when my kids look at me, like, what are they going to see? Are they
Mhm.
going to see someone that just that's just a regular person and did nothing for us? Or are they going to see someone that, regardless of the situation or the money they have, like, he's always someone that's pushing hard for whatever they want?
Yeah.
And that's always, whatever they're saying, that's what he's getting.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I kind of like push myself. It's like, sometimes you get lazy. Sometimes you have a day where like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do
Mhm.
that. Maybe today is not your day. And it's cool. Maybe sometimes you need a day to rest. But
Oh
at the
yeah.
same time, it's like, think about it. It's
The
like,
job's not
so
finished.
job's not finished. You have goal as a person. I think going back to one of the questions, like the biggest ick. I think for sure my biggest ick is like meeting a person that has no personal goals,
Mhm.
and that's a nick not only like for like a relationship but like a friendship.
Friendship.
Like
For
whoever I want to
sure.
have in my
Friendship.
circle, I want them to have goals, and it doesn't have to be like nothing crazy. It doesn't have to be the same similar goals. Like
Mhm.
some people want to be millionaires, some people just want to be like a good doctor, or some
Yeah.
people want to like do whatever you want to do. Like as someone that should be close to me, it should be someone that has goals and that knows what they want for themselves. So for me, it's like, you know, as a person, you should have goals and you should be able to work hard and get them.
Yeah.
Because you know, one of my favorite movies is The Wolf of Wall Street, and that guy is Jordan Belfort did a lot of crazy shit. But one of the things he said that stands by me and that I will always like remember is like the only thing between you and your goals is the bullshit story that you keep telling yourself as to why you can achieve it. That was
That's
Jordan
facts.
Belfort, bro, and that's true. Like,
That's so
it might be
facts.
corny, and I understand that some people might be in situations where they like it's just hard for them to do something. But if you really want something, like you're gonna work hard for it, and it doesn't matter what's on your way, you're gonna push through it.
Yeah.
Like
No
just
matter
us
what
with
you
this
come
podcast,
from.
bro. Like I was literally sitting one day in my room. I was like, all right, I've been wanting to do a podcast for a minute. I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have I was just kind of lost. I didn't know how to use any of this. But I was like, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna go talk to my boy CJ. I'm gonna surround myself with people that will support me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna get this shit done, and I'm gonna get started on it. And here we are, our third episode.
Right.
And little by little we're growing. I know we're not like the
progress.
biggest stars yet or whatever, but I don't care. I'm gonna keep working hard for this because it's like what I want to do,
Yeah,
and that's
something we're
necessarily
passionate
what
about.
pushes me. Like, am I gonna be happy with the legacy I live in 10 years from now? If I look back,
that's
am I
big.
gonna be like, all right, I did, I made some mistakes, but I fucking worked hard for what I
Yeah.
got, and I got it. And that's always been my mentality. Is like, whenever you want something, you just go out there and fucking get it. And if
Yeah.
you really want it, you will get it. But if you
Exactly.
don't, it's like maybe you just didn't want it. And like I said, I understand there's some situations where it's
There's
just
so
really
many
hard.
situations.
But if you really like, that's what should push you. Like just knowing that you want to do something succeeding. That's like for me,
Yeah.
just myself knowing that I have a legacy to live for my family, for my name, for my for my mom, like whatever it is. I need to do something because I'm just not gonna be nobody. Like I gotta do something, and here we are.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you. I mean, like, no matter what situation you come from, you could be the next Cinderella story about, somebody that just made it out the struggle and now they're here,
Yeah.
And your story is, it's very like passionate because I mean, I don't want to be the same person that I am today in 10 years.
Yeah.
I got, I got this name that I want to carry on for myself. I got a family that I want to be able to provide for in 10 years or whenever the time comes
Yeah.
for that family. I don't want to be in the position that I am now. I want
Yeah.
to be in a position that's better, in a position that I can continue to
Yeah.
chase.
And there's always room to grow.
Exactly.
Like what it
never
is
can
like
have it all figured out.
when my kids look at me or when someone looks at me, even if I done crazy shit or if I made mistakes, it's like, you know what, that guy, maybe there's stuff to him, but one thing I will always say about him is he gets his shit done. He always does what he say, and he always will. And that's really what I want for myself.
Oh yeah.
And until I complete that, then I'm just gonna keep pushing for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was the last question. Shout out my barber for giving us that that
was
question.
good questions. Y'all Tito with the questions.
Y'all for sure.
But
I'm
gonna need my side to lock in next time because y'all was
bro.
lacking. But it's okay.
This was a good section for sure,
This was
bro.
a really good session.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, we're not gonna be doing this every episode.
Yeah.
But for sure, we're gonna include it more often for sure in the upcoming episodes for sure. I mean, we got a good talking time.
Yeah. This was a long one. So if you tuned in and you made it this far, drop down in the comments, bro. We need y'all active. You know what I'm saying?
Let's stay active. Give us a shout out for real. Like you guys that are listening, even if it took you like if you were listening little by little, like if you made it out this far, shout out to you. Shout out for supporting us. We're starting at still, so it's just. I understand that it might be hard to keep up with the whole thing, especially when it's this long. But if you made it out here for real, shout out to you. And yeah, we're gonna keep. This was Motion Mixtape. We're gonna keep releasing more stuff. Let us know what's up in the comments. We're definitely gonna be staying more active. Next episode, we got another banger coming, and then we're gonna definitely start incorporating gas soon.
Oh yeah.
So tune on for that.
Even if you stayed for 10 minutes or you just saw a clip, bro, we appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you for real.
You know what I'm saying?
So all right,
This is
Motion Mixtape.
and we out.